It's time.
It's time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Blast off.
It's time for Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner will be going. This is the payoff pitch. Let's see if Shea can get out of the inning here. The kick and deliver. Swung on it, missed it, got him. 12 strikeouts for Shea Shanneman. That one hit to left field. Making the left fielder go back. Keep going back, and that thing is going to be gone. It's out of here. Holy moly, Cole Evans. 370 feet. Cole Evans got a hold of that thing. Wow. That one hit to short. Cervantes is second, back to first, and they get him. Nicely turned double play there, the old 6-4-3, and there's 2 down. Third double play tonight turned by the Busters.
Sodbuster Baseball is on the air.
All right, good evening, everybody. Josh Salmon along with you, voice of Sodbuster Baseball, here on your Thursday nights as we see the move one more time here in the homestand before the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks come in tomorrow for 3 games. First time those 2 teams have ever played. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Also coming up a little bit, we'll talk to Carson Cahoy from Grand Island, to Grand Island Senior High. 3-star athlete. We'll get to him here in a little bit on the pregame show. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you if you're listening on Mixlr, MixLR, or watching on the YouTube. Happy Thursday. Flags blowing straight in from center field. Let's take a look at these 2 teams. Obviously very familiar with each other as many times as they have played each other this year. And they're a familiar foe, you might say. We talked about that on the Sodcast, too. If you want to hear the Sodcast, Brian Frew and I recorded a new one yesterday via the phone, just because that worked best for both of us. It's available on Spotify, Anchor, FM, Google Podcasts, and more. And we talked about that and a lot more stuff, so check it out. The official podcast of the Hastings Sodbusters is the Sodcast. Well, we look at the Clark League, and Spearfish, Sasquatch, are tied for first with Fremont Mood. They're both 6-1. Fremont has a 6-game winning streak. In the last 10, they've won 6 in a row. How about Western Nebraska Pioneers? They're third right now. We'll see them here a little bit later in June, not too far away. They are 4-2. They have a 1-game winning streak. Pier Trappers are fourth. They're 2-4. Sodbusters are 2-5 at fifth. And Sioux Falls Sunfish, the expansion team, is 0-5, looking for their first victory. Obviously, a 5-game losing streak for them. We've had a 3-game losing streak. Pier Trappers have had a 2-game losing streak. Hastings 1-4 against the Moo this season. That's including the road trip to Fremont. The win coming on opening night. Busters took 1 against Pier, but that's the 2 wins this year. They've had a little bit of trouble with the clutch hits. They've had opportunities, especially like we saw a couple nights ago. The runners on base just couldn't get a man advanced over. It didn't help that a couple guys got picked off trying to steal third. But we'll see what happens. All right, they're coming around. They're having better at-bats. They're being a little more selective. Not quite where manager Chandler Wagner wants them. But, again, some of the guys have just joined the team within the last week or so. But everybody should be here by now. Everybody should be set, and we should be ready to get down to the nitty-gritty. Chandler Wagner's here. His new assistant is here. And so this is where it kind of starts over, as Brian said on the Sodcast. The season starts here from here on. Sodbusters have scored 16 runs in the 5 games against the Moo, compared to Fremont's 21 runs against Hastings in the series this far. These 2 teams will meet up 11 more times this season after tonight. The next meeting is on Tuesday, June 8th, and that's in Fremont at Muller Field. Wheat City Whiskey Jacks will be coming to town tomorrow. I'm anxious to see them play. We don't know much about them, but first time those 2 teams have ever met up, and they've never been to Duncan Field, so that'll be fun for them. That'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All games at 6:35. Join us here, won't you, at Duncan Field? It'll be a good time, and you can say you witnessed history. The very first time Whiskey Jacks ever came. So, pretty cool. Fremont Moo, last time we faced up with them here just a couple nights ago, it was it was an interesting game. It only ended up being 3-1. And we just couldn't get the clutch hits, as I said. In the game, we had 8 hits, but left a bunch of guys on base, and you can't be doing that and expect to win a game. Now, Hastings left quite a few guys on base as well, but they had 9 hits, and they scored 3 runs. RBIs mixing up between Reller, Taylor, and Callahan. Our only RBI coming from Cole Dawson. And look at guys with multi-hits. Well, there was only one guy on the Sodbusters with multi-hits, and that was McClure. Had 2 hits in the 9th position, the batting order. Fremont, however, Callahan had 2. Push had 2. They were the only multi-hits in the game. Steve Stein's going to join me here on the pregame show as we get set for Moo and Hastings Sodbusters. And I think the Sodbusters have seen Fremont enough this year, Steve, well, they're ready for some steak.
Yeah,
we got to win one.
22 meetings between these two teams. You play 65 games, 22 of them against Fremont Moo. And, you know, it's an inexact science when you try to put the schedule together. And I feel bad for the schedule makers. A lot of it's just the fact that Duncan Field is so hard to schedule with the Legion. If you have one night, the only team that really can come here is Fremont. And so if you got one open day, that's pretty much going to be your matchup because there's only 2.5 hours visiting with Brian Frew about that. Yeah, you're thinking there ought to be a more balanced schedule. But, yeah, if you're going to go anywhere in the Expedition League and you're the Hastings Sodbusters, you need to find a way to beat these guys because if you go 5-17 against Fremont, you're going to have to do really well against everybody else.
Exactly. And like Brian said, even when we go on the road to Muller Field, it's still only a 2-hour drive. And so geographically, it's the closest really for any of the teams. And so he says that's another advantage, I guess, or another perk to playing them, or one of the perks. But as he also said in the Sodcast, they have a lot of guys back from last year.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing for us. That's good for them.
They're good.
They can hit.
Yep, and
pitch.
Fremont's solid. So, but you know these guys are college players, and wanting to get better, you want to test yourself against potential D1ers. You want to test yourself against guys who've played the game, and a lot of these Fremont guys have. So it'll make Hastings better, and Sodbusters just got to step up. And really, they haven't played really poorly. Just not getting clutch hits the other day. There's really only been 1 or 2 games where errors have been huge. But for the most part, Fremont's just been a little better. We'll see if that happens tonight.
Shane Scott getting a start for the Sodbusters. And Richter is getting start. Joe Richter for the Fremont Moo. In fact, he must have just joined the team because he's number 0 on my roster.
Imagine visiting a place with historic housing district.
So we will take a break and come back, and we'll have the interview with Carson Cahoy from Grand Island Senior High Product. Went to Santa Barbara to go to play baseball, and guess what? COVID happened, and he never got to play a game. He played some intramurals, some inter-squad games, that kind of thing, but he never got to play an actual college baseball game until he came here to the Sodbusters this season, so he is happy to play in front of the hometown crowd. We'll take a quick break and come back with Carson Cahoy on the pregame show for the Sodbuster Baseball from Duncan Field. Here we go.
Imagine visiting a place with historic housing districts, beautiful parks, and strolling through downtown shops. No, it isn't a fairy tale. It's Hastings, Nebraska. The Adams County Visitors Bureau invites you to experience Hastings. From bird watching to the Aqua Court Water Park to taking in a Sodbusters baseball game at historic Duncan Field. It all starts with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. What would a visit be without great eats? Hastings has plenty for all cravings. Start exploring at visithastingsnebraska.com. Experience Hastings with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. Nebraska Land Distributing is a proud sponsor of the Hastings Sodbusters. When you come to the ballpark, get a refreshing Coors Light, courtesy of Nebraska Land Distributing. Nebraska Land Distributing also features Leinenkugels, the ultimate summer drink, cold and refreshing, and sold at Duncan Field. Another Nebraska Land Distributing option when you come to the ballpark is light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Nebraska Land Distributing, proud sponsor of the Beer Batter at all Hastings Sodbuster home games.
Welcome back to the Sodbuster pregame show. Josh Salmon along with you, Steve Stein, Nate Miller to my right as we get set for Fremont Moo and Hastings Sodbusters. All right, and then we'll not see them for a little while, and City Whiskey Jacks will come to town for the next 3 nights. Had a chance to visit with Carson Cahoy right before the season started, the week before. He was nice enough to stop in my office at my full-time gig. And bear with us a little bit on the audio. It's a little quiet, but it's a pretty good interview with Carson Cahoy from Grand Island Senior High originally. He's bulked up a little bit this season. Nice young man. Here he is. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Josh Salmon, voice of Sodbuster Baseball, here with Carson Cahoy. And Carson, you're from Grand Island. Tell us a little bit about you. For those that don't know, you were obviously a stud quarterback, football player, a pole vaulter that was amazing, and a baseball player. And you chose to go the route of baseball, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it all just comes down to what you want to do with your life and, what you want to do and what brings you the most happiness. And, and football was definitely close there, but, really don't think I could ever give up baseball and sleep at night.
So, baseball, you're at Santa Barbara. What's the name of the college again?
SBCC, Santa Barbara City College.
Okay, very good. And you were a freshman, but you didn't get a season. because of COVID. So that had to be a big disappointment.
Yeah, sadly, unfortunately, we did not have a season due to like some COVID implications. But either way, if we did have a season, it was going to be like a pretty shortened year, and so I think I was just going to redshirt anyway, so I didn't have to lose out on any games.
So it's kind of so you basically started as a freshman then next season, right?
Yeah, I think I'll start. I think I technically like took a gap year, but I mean we played inter squads. We did I saw some really high level like competition there where, I think they had 2 scrimmages against two top 10 NAIA schools, and I'm pretty sure they beat them 17-2.
So you got to face some live pitching then?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we got to see some guys, and
So a little bit different transition obviously from high school baseball.
Yeah, no, definitely a step up in level and in talent in general, especially being in Southern California.
So did you reach out to Sodbusters, or did they reach out to you?
I think, in general, I was just kind of that'd be kind of cool to come home and play. I had a couple opportunities out west that I could have stayed in California, but, for my first year, being a freshman and, baseball, you're always traveling, whether you're playing for the Hastings Sodbusters or whether you're playing in, Cape Cod or, the Northwoods.
Right.
You're going to be gone, all summer. You're going to be traveling, doing all this and that. And, for somebody that's out of state and so far away that I only get to make it home once a year, being able to come home for the summer and play for the Busters and, and just be at home and get my last little time with my family before I have to head out for a long time probably.
Well, so you can say, we'll have some Grand Island fans there too that saw you play high school ball. So that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And so Wood Bat League, obviously, do you guys use Wood Bat there at Santa Barbara?
Well, we don't use Wood Bat in Santa Barbara, but we've been training with Wood Bats since our season's been.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
Feels a little different coming off the barrel there. A little repercussion on the hands, and some of the guys last year we brought up, were really surprised the first couple of bats they got up there against. Some of these guys are pretty fast and pretty strong pitchers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a fun league, and I think you'll have a good time with it.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to see some really high level of competition and see some seniors or juniors in college try to blow one by me. For sure.
Very cool. Have you ever played at Duncan Field before with the turf?
I have actually. I think we played. Wait, did they just put in new outfield turf?
No, the infield, just the infield.
Oh, I think that was. I think they got it my senior year or junior year of high school.
4 years old. So.
Yeah, it's a beautiful stadium.
It is nice.
That's honestly a great place to play.
I played there in Legion ball when I was a kid, but there was no turf. Obviously.
No turf. Yeah. Still an awesome place. Duncan Field is always really nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. It gets loud. Sodbuster games are a hoot. There's a lot of things going on besides just the game between innings, and it's a fun atmosphere. You've got Rand Sanders. Did you played baseball with Rands? He came a little bit. He went to senior high, so you know Rands, right?
He actually went to Northwest.
Northwest. I'm sorry, I had him down senior high, but you probably know him from Grand Island squads.
I actually used to be me and Rands grew up together.
Awesome.
Since we were little kids, we played on the same baseball team.
Yeah, so he can probably tell you a little bit what it's like. He got a little taste last year. I think he had a couple games he pitched for us. So
yeah, I think I got to make it out to a couple games. I think 1 or 2. But no, they were definitely awesome. Yeah, they're definitely cool. I like the atmosphere.
So what do you hope to accomplish this summer then? Are you working on hitting? You're working on fielding? You want to do a little bit of everything?
I really just want to get as many at bats as I can. Just try to develop. Obviously, when you come from a guy who's a 3-sport dude in high school, I didn't commit to baseball until this year solely. So it's kind of unfortunate that I didn't get a whole year, but. Really just see at bats, be patient. It's going to take time. But, I need to elevate baseballs because I have, the strength and power to hit upper hundreds. I can hit, off of a tee. But, you hit a 100-mile-an-hour ground ball. Who cares?
Right.
It's
and you've got wheels. I mean, you can run fast. But,
yeah,
it's still tough. A ground ball's a ground ball.
Yeah, exactly. So, got to start elevating baseballs and, hopefully taking jogs around the bases.
Very cool. And tell us a little bit about favorite Major League Baseball teams, if you have one, or anything like that. Any Major League influences in your favorite player?
Unfortunately, I do not have a favorite MLB baseball team solely because I just we don't I guess the Royals, but I've been all over, got to experience different atmospheres. I did celebrate the Dodgers winning with everybody.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. But
yeah, but I think Bryce Harper is kind of a phenom. A lot of guys give him a lot of a lot of hard times for his attitude. But I really like that attitude of I'm the guy, like,
Yeah.
he's just kind of like that mean
Yeah.
dude, but, he plays the game hard. I like it. And, he's a raw athlete.
So 2 years ago, I was out in San Diego. I had an uncle that had cancer. I went out there to see him, and I took in a couple games. And a buddy of mine went with me. He's a Phillies fan. He's from Nebraska. And so we went to the whole series. Phillies, Padres. Phillies won 3 out of 4. Anyways, didn't get to see Tatis. He was hurt. Fernando Tatis. So I've never seen him play in person. But the hotel, my friend was staying in the hotel with the players, which was awesome. So we're eating breakfast, and we come out, and we get done eating, and Bryce Harper is 15 feet from him.
Really?
With his dad and his wife.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I looked over, and I was like, that looks like a Bryce Harper. He just kind of looked at me, and that was about it.
You should have said something to him.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to bother him. He's with his wife and his dad, And so,
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, he was like 10, 15 feet away. He was just right there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
He's huge.
He's ripped, yeah. He's not as tall as I thought he'd be.
Really?
I thought he'd be a little bit taller. I mean, like I said, I was a little ways away from him. And my friend who was with me is about 6'5", so maybe that was the deal. But yeah, I thought he'd be a little bit taller, but yeah, he was ripped, and that was him definitely.
He has a mean swing.
Yeah, it's pretty
it's vicious.
So that was cool. Anyway, that's my Bryce Harper story. I didn't even yell at him during the game or anything.
Okay, yeah, you didn't chirp him at the game.
No. There we go. Carson Cahoy, thanks for his time. He just got back from California, in fact, like the day before, I think, and so he stopped into my office and had an interview with me. Nice young man there. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here in just a moment. We'll do that from Sodbusters. This is the pregame show. Fremont Moo and Hastings Sodbusters coming up.
I'm a working mom. I don't have a lot of time for grocery shopping. That's why Sam's Club is so convenient. I can get the food my family loves, household supplies, and be on my way. My husband likes that they offer oil changes and tire services. Really saves him time. They have early hours for Plus Club members so I can beat the crowd on the weekend. Plus, Sam's Club offers free curbside pickup. Order online or in the app. Sam's Club, Grand Island.
Sam's Club, a proud partner of Sodbuster Baseball. For the best in promotional videos, custom designs, photography, websites, and more, it's Provident Promotions. You've got the business. Now make it stand out with Provident Promotions. Provident Promotions can help you design your logo, website, custom make your promotional video, and shoot just the right photo for your company or business needs to be seen everywhere. And they even offer email marketing services and social media management. Let them help you from start to finish. 111 North Burlington Avenue, Suite 110 in Hastings, a proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball.
Welcome back, Sodbuster Baseball pregame show. It is Josh Salmon with you, voice of Sodbuster Baseball, as we take a look at the starting lineups here for your Fremont Moo and your Hastings Sodbusters for tonight. And looks a little different for Fremont and a little different for the Busters tonight as well. If you want to know that, if you keep track of the lineups back there at your house, then you'll want to write this one down. Here we go, leading things off for Fremont. We'll look at the visiting Fremont Moo. And as I said at the beginning of the show, they are tied for first with Spearfish Sasquatch at 6-1. And here is the lineup. Tyler Push will be starting things off in center field. It'll be Darian Morphew in left field. E.J. Taylor over at first, batting third. Brock Reller, saw him at DH the other night. He is back, but he's in the lineup playing right field. He's a good right fielder. He's a very good outfielder. He is batting cleanup. Ryan Koski's the DH tonight. He is batting fifth. Jackson Meyer behind the dish. He is batting sixth. Alex Wise at shortstop, batting seventh. Dylan Sears at second base, batting eighth. And Chase Reynolds at third base, batting ninth. So it's Push, Morphew, Taylor, Reller, Koski, Meyer, Wise, Sears, and Reynolds, with Joe Richter on the hill. For the Sodbusters, Chandler Wagner, your manager, he sends this lineup out there. Cole Dawson back at a more comfortable position, even though he did a great job there tonight at third base. He is at shortstop. He said the other night when he played third base, it was the first time he's ever played third base. So he just had really good hands. He is at shortstop. Tyler Monroe is normally the shortstop. He's over at second base tonight, batting second. Trey Kozel is in left field, batting third. J.T. Cafferty in the cleanup spot tonight at first base. Carson Cahoy, our pregame interview, he is in center field, batting fifth. Jack Hammond is your DH tonight, batting sixth. Trevor Matson switches from first to third. He is batting seventh. Cameron McClure does a great job out in right field. That's where he's at tonight, batting eighth. And batting ninth behind the dish, Justin McQuegan. Good hands for him as well. So it's Dawson, Monroe, Kozel, Cafferty, Cahoy, Hammond, Matson, McClure, and McQuegan for the Hastings Sodbusters. We're a few minutes away from first pitch. We'll take a quick break and come right back with first pitch baseball coming up from the Dotson, from the Adams County. What am I saying? Where am I? I don't even know. Hastings Sodbuster baseball coming up.
Baseball and hot weather, so make sure you stay cool with Ruts. Ruts Heating and AC is your #1 source for residential and commercial HVAC services in Nebraska. For over 45 years, Ruts has been a name to trust for repairs, installation, and maintenance work on time. Call Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning today to discuss your HVAC needs, free estimates, and the guarantee their work. Whenever your heating or AC needs, trust Ruts. Visit rutsheating.com.
Zendar, Lord Plurgon has decreed that our mission to promote Nebraska Pick 5 has been accomplished, and we must return to our home planet immediately.
Negative. I have become enamored with the Nebraska geographic province. I cannot leave. The organisms are friendly, the geography is pleasing, and Nebraska Pick 5 is dear to my cardio valve chamber.
Understandable. Nebraska Pick 5 has a $50,000 starting jackpot, drawing 7 days a week, and can be found in only one location in the known universe. Besides, I have recently joined the PTA. But how can we resist the will of Lord Plurgon?
I suggest this strategy. We invite him to travel to Earth and take him to a Nebraska lottery retailer to purchase Pick 5 tickets and wiper fluid. He will surely want to stay.
Interesting. But we will have to give him our sleeping chamber and move into the plutonium storage room.
A small price to pay for Nebraska Pick 5.
Agreed.
Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 501,000.
Our very own Jason Frew doing the national anthem. Dude's got pipes. Got some pipes. Josh Salmon back with you, voice of Sodbuster Baseball here on your Thursday nights. Appreciate you tuning in. See Fremont one more time, and then we have Wheat City Whiskey Jacks coming to town, which will be that'll be fun. We've never seen them play. They've never seen us play. I mean, in person, we've never played each other. So that'll be a neat deal. A lot of fun for everybody. Taking that weekend series with us. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all games starting at 6:35. All right. On the hill tonight for the Sodbusters, getting the start is going to be Scott. And we look at Scott's little bit of information from him. Shane Scott is from Ponder, Texas. He's a senior. It's his original hometown. He goes to Arkansas Tech. Shane Scott. We have not pitched him yet this year, so I have no information on him as far as stats because he has not pitched for the Sodbusters. So making his debut is Scott. So always fun to see a guy in their debut. See if they can get things happening right away against the Fremont Moo. Once again for the Moo, it'll be Push, then Morphew, Taylor, Reller, Koski, Meyer, Wise, Sears, and Reynolds. Defensively for the Sodbusters from left to right, it is Kozel, Cahoy, McClure. The infield from left to right. At third base is Matson, Dotson at short, Monroe at second, and Cafferty at first. Catcher is McGuigan, and on the hills, we said, is Shane Scott. These teams will meet up 22 times this year. Pretty crazy how that works. As I said in the pregame, the Sodbusters have scored 16 runs against the Moo in the 5 times they've seen them this year. Fremont has put up 21 runs in those 5 times. So we'll see what happens here. If Spearfish can win tonight, they will take over first place. If Fremont loses, Busters could move up to a tie. Actually, they move ahead if Pierre loses tonight, but we'll keep you updated on all the scores as well best we can. Stepping in is Tyler Push. Righty versus righty here. Shane Scott's first pitch is swung on and missed, strike 1. So it'll be Push, Darian Morphew, and E.J. Taylor. Push batting .355 coming into this game. No home runs, 4 RBIs, 11 hits is where we're sitting. Second pitch in there, strike as well. So Shane Scott ready, comes out here firing. Tyler Push is 11 for 31 on the season. The 0-2 coming up from Shane Scott. Checks McGuigan's sign, setting up on the inside corner. Goes outside, gets him with the slider. He's gone, 1 down. Good way to start the game here on your Thursday night. Wind blowing straight in from center field. That brings up Darian Morphew. Morphew, the left fielder. We'd love to see you out here for the weekend series if you can't make it out tonight. Reed City Whiskey Jacks, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all games at 6:35. Come on out. Left-handed batter here in Morphew. Pitching away from Scott. Strike. Everything has been a strike. He has not thrown a ball yet. That's awesome. We love that. Morphew batting .375 in the season. Also 4 RBIs. 9 of 24. That one gets away from him a little bit. Shane Scott with a smile on his face. 1-1 here to the left fielder. Just underway in the first inning. No score. Nobody on. Second batter of the game. Here's the 1-1 from Shane Scott. Making his sodbuster debut. That one just missed a little bit. I think McGuigan behind the plate liked it. Umpire didn't. 2 balls and a strike. High leg kick for Shane Scott. That one right down Burlington, and it is a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Darian Morphew, 1 out already. Thanks for listening on Mixler. Also watching on YouTube. Here is the 2-2, 1 out. Top of the first, no score. The Moo left fielder. And, good breaking ball, just a little inside. That had some nice movement on it, though. Coming across his body. Inside to the left-handed batter. A little bit different combination up the middle there. Dawson at short and Monroe at second, but Dawson more comfortable at short than he is at third, although he did a great job there tonight. That one right back up the middle, in between the 2 I just mentioned, and into center field for the first hit of the night for Fremont. Sometimes I open my mouth and things happen. Maybe if I wouldn't have said anything. E.J. Taylor comes up, the first baseman. I've seen him quite a bit this year at first base. They've had other people play first base as well for Fremont, but he's kind of their main guy. We've seen Garbers at first base this season as well. Luke White is on the roster, but I don't think he's with the team yet. And that doesn't hurt my feelings because he was a sodbuster killer last year. 1 on, 1 out in the first. Decent lead over there from Morphew. The Moo like to run. That one goes behind the batter, Taylor, who made no effort to get out of the way. That's ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Tyler Push led off the inning by striking out. Standing on first base is Morphew. Just had a single back up the middle. 2-0. Shane Scott. Buster's wearing their green shirts, white pants, green socks. Oakland A's looking hats. Moo is in their familiar fire orange shirts, purple helmets, and gray pants with the orange stripe. Morphew, secondary lead at second base. It's 3-0 now to Taylor. So he went right through Tyler Push, struck him out, threw 2 to a strike to Morphew. Got it to 2-2 to Morphew before he got a hit. And now he's throwing 3 straight balls to E.J. Taylor. See if Scott can get it over the plate here. He does. And wow, where was that at? I don't know. That is ball 4. That must have just missed by a whisker. And a small one at that. So 2 on here for the Moo in the first. And that brings up Brock Reller back again with the Fremont Moo. We saw a lot of him last year. .381. Only played in 5 games this season, but still 21 at-bats, 5 hits, 6 runs scored, 2 home runs, and 7 RBIs. He's a good guy to have in your cleanup hitter. Cleanup spot. That one over the outside corner. Now that one looked like a ball to me. I digress. 2 on, 1 out, no score. Top 1, Fremont and Hastings. With a wind blowing from straight in from center field, but 83 degrees right here at Duncan Field. Shane Scott checks his runners and fires to the plate. That one popped up mile high, slicing out of play and behind Duncan Field. Out of play to our third base side. So 0-2 here to Brock Reller. Ryan Koski due up next. Reller's the right fielder tonight. We saw him the other night. He was on Monday night. He was the DH. 0-2, 2-1. Pitch on the way. That one just missed. That was very similar to the first pitch, but this time called a ball. So I'm not quite sure the strike zone yet, and Shane Scott's probably right there with me. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, no score, top 1. Moo threatening here with 1 out in the first. Darian Morphew stands on second base. E.J. Taylor on first. Hit and a walk, respectively. Nobody goes. That one well inside to Reller. Almost hits him, but doesn't. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Reller. So Shane Scott went right through Tyler Push. Got the 2-2 to Morphew, gave up a hit. He walked Taylor on 5 pitches. And now he's up to Brock Reller, 2-2. This is a good RBI guy for the Moo. He's an important out. That one hits it to deep center field. Cahoy backpedaling and over his head makes a catch. Nice job. He was playing pretty shallow, and they've come to respect the arm of Cahoy, and they're not tagging up and going. He was playing shallow. He was backpedaling right, backpedaling left. Reached up over his head, and he's pretty tall and got that one. See if he plays a little deeper now on Reller next time. He did get the out, got it in quickly, and they did not advance. So good play out there in center field by Cahoy. It almost went over his head. That could have been bad. Paper just looks like a fly out. Ryan Koski comes up now at 2 outs. Koski for the Moo this year. 5 games, 18 at bats, 278 hitter. No RBIs on the season for the 5th place hitter. That one in there for a strike. Koski the DH tonight. He also can play outfield. Righty versus righty matchup here. Shane Scott. 2 runners on, 2 outs, top 1, no score. Scott checks his runners, delivers to the plate. That one almost hit him. If he would have had any belly button lint hanging out, that probably would have hit it. Ball to strike to Ryan Koski. 83 degrees here. Hastings, but the wind blowing in a little bit, so makes it a little cooler, but still hotter on the field than it is up here in the press box. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on for the Moo. Scott's pitch on the way. Little inside out swing. That's going to be a looper to right field. McClure is going to come up firing. Throw home is going to be a little late. And the Moo are on the board, 1-0. Wasn't a bad throw, just a little late. He was playing deeper, and that thing was just kind of fisted into right field, so nothing you could do about that one. Second hit of the game, 1 run, 2 hits thus far for the Moo. It's 1-0 Fremont. So brings up Jackson Meyer, the catcher. Meyer from Omaha, Nebraska, goes to the University of New Mexico. Got him listed at 6'2". Left-handed batter here is Meyer. Runners on the corners for the Moo. And that one just misses a little low for a ball. 250 batting average. 12 at bats for the catcher. 1-0 Moo here, top of the first. 2 hits, a walk, and a run in. 2 runners on here. It'd be nice to strand those guys on the corners. That one is a chopper. Monroe playing second base tonight on the high hopper over to first, and they do strand the runners, and they get 1 run on 2 hits, 2 left on base. At the end of a half inning, it is 1-0 Fremont. Your Hastings Sodbusters coming up. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Is a proud sponsor of the Hastings Sodbusters. When you come to the ballpark, get a refreshing Coors Light, courtesy of Nebraska Land Distributing. Nebraska Land Distributing also features Leinenkugels, the ultimate summer drink, cold and refreshing, and sold at Duncan Field. Another Nebraska Land Distributing option when you come to the ballpark is light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Nebraska Land Distributing, proud sponsor of the Beer Batter at all Hastings Sodbuster home games. Nebraska Land Distributing is a Nebraska Land Distributing is a proud sponsor of the Hastings Sod.
I'm a working mom. I don't have a lot of time for grocery shopping. That's why Sam's Club is so convenient. I can get the food my family loves, household supplies, and be on my way. My husband likes that they offer oil changes and tire services. Really saves him time. They have early hours for Plus Club members so I can beat the crowd on the weekend. Plus, Sam's Club offers free curbside pickup. Order online or in the app. Sam's Club, Grand Island.
Sam's Club, a proud partner of Sodbuster Baseball.
All right, little technical issue there on my end. Sorry about that. Josh Salmon back with you here from Duncan Field as my computer is deciding to have a case of the Mondays on Thursday, apparently. So we'll try this again next time and hopefully have things work out a little better for us. Thank all of our sponsors for Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. I want to thank you as well for tuning in, watching, or listening. And Moo left 2 on base, which is a good thing. And so coming up for the Busters here, down 1-0, it'll be Cole Dawson, Tyler Monroe, and Trey Colziel for the Sodbusters. Out there on the hill. Look at some stats, and I couldn't find any stats for their pitcher tonight, Richter. So maybe he's making their debut as well. That could be a good thing, as we're tired of seeing some of the same old guys for the Moo. How many times can we see Linder in a series, right? Also faced Wise a couple times. So this is some new blood out there for the Busters, if you will. Cole Thompson comes up. Cole Dawson, excuse me. Dawson, Monroe, and Kozel for the Sodbusters. Here in the bottom of the first, down by 1. Pitch on the way here. That one is up high from Joe Richter, ball 1. Richter making his debut for the Moo, and that one is in there for 1. Say debut for the Moo 5 times. That's a tough sentence. Dawson, I did talk to him before the game. I'll use that for tomorrow's pregame show. Nice young man out there and very happy to be here. Back in a more comfortable position at shortstop. Monday night played third base, made 2 great plays at third, and he's never played third before. That's awesome. That tells you how good an athlete he is. He's used to playing on turf. He says his home field has turf, so it doesn't take a whole lot. He says it takes a little bit different bounce here, but for the most part, he's used to it. 1 ball, 2 strikes coming up here from Joe Richter. Cole Dawson just a little late on that one. Fouls it straight back. Had a good rip. Sodbusters. Cole Dawson batting 200 on the season. It'll be Dawson, Monroe, Kozel. That one to right field, and Reller playing a shallow right field right to him, about halfway out there. 1 down. It's more of a line out than a fly out, really. Didn't have much height on it. So Tyler Monroe comes up. Monroe is batting 167 on the season and 30 at bats. 6 runs, 5 hits. He does have an RBI. He has 4 RBI, for the Busters. Left-handed batter getting the start at the Keystone tonight, second base. 1 out, 1-0 Moo. They scored their run on 2 hits in the first inning. Josh Salmon back with you, Duncan Field. Nate Miller running the buttons. That was a good idea to try to bunt there, but he didn't quite get it down. He fouled it over our head and into the Duncan Field parking lot. Not a bad idea as the corners were playing back. And Reynolds and Taylor third and first respectively. See if they scoot up a little bit. No, they're back to about where they were. They think he was bluffing. Pitch on the way here from Richter. Off the handle, fouled off third base side. A little late on that one. The ball's 2 strikes. Moo leading 1-0. These 2 teams will meet up a lot this year. Brian and I kind of talked about that in the Sodcast, how you hate to see a team that many times, but geographically, it's a short drive for them, short drive for us. Swing and a miss for Monroe Had the first strikeout of the night for Joe Richter. There's 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Made up 22 times this season out of 64 games. It's like a third of your games basically you're taking on Fremont. So it's an important series. We've only beaten them once this year. Let's get another win tonight. Brings up Trey Kozel, left fielder batting in the third hole tonight. That one a little upstairs for ball 1. Kozel batting 115 on the season. Does a good job in left field. Been out there about every home game he's started in left field. That one misses as well. 2-0 from Richter. Kozel from Waverly, Nebraska. Goes to Iowa Western Community College. Inside out swing there. Foul off over by the bullpen and out of play. He was a freshman at Iowa Western. 6'1", 190. Big old town of Waverly. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. I got a cousin living there. High chopper. And that one is going to fall. It's going to be a fair ball. Right, they're waiting on it to see if it rolls foul. And it stays fair. They're saying fair ball. But he did reach the base before it went foul. And the manager's going to come out and discuss some things here. I don't know what the rule is on that. The runner did reach first base before it went. But it didn't. To me, it looked like it went foul. It went just barely over the line, foul. Home plate umpire standing by his decision. And, hey, we'll put down a single. If that ends up being the only hit of the night for the Busters, then the Moo have a legitimate argument. Let's hope not. JT Cafferty comes up in an RBI position here for Cafferty. 261 batting cleanup. He's been doing a good job for the Busters. A little bit of catcher, a little bit of first. He's pitched once. He's played some outfield. Has a hard time with the slider there. Strike 1. JT Cafferty, Hastings guy. 261 on the season. Does have 5 RBIs, a double, 6 hits for the Busters. Here is the 0-1 in there for strike 2. 2 down for the Busters. Runner standing on first base is Kozel. Dawson lined out to right field, and Tyler Monroe struck out. Kozel had the little squib hit down the third base line a moment ago. 0-2 here to JT Cafferty. Pitch on the way from Joe Richter, righty versus righty. Popped up off the fist, didn't get a good swing on that one, hit it off the handle to second base. Making the catch is Dylan Sears, and the Busters are retired in the first. 1 hit, no runs, 1 left on base. At the end of 1 complete, our score is 1-0. Sodbuster Baseball, sponsored by Provident Promotions, amongst a few others. I want to thank Provident Promotions for sponsoring.
Place with historic housing districts, beautiful parks,
Why
and
is it playing the wrong one? I don't understand.
imagine visiting a place with historic housing districts, beautiful parks, and strolling through downtown shops. No, it isn't a fairy tale. It's Hastings, Nebraska. The Adams County Visitors Bureau invites you to experience Hastings. From bird watching to the Aqua Court Water Park to taking in a Sodbusters baseball game at historic Duncan Field. It all starts with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. What would a visit be without great eats? Hastings has plenty for all cravings. Start exploring at visithastingsnebraska.com. Experience Hastings with the Adams County Visitors. Imagine visiting a place with historic housing districts.
Time out. Time out. Smith, we only need 1 more out. Do you think you have enough energy?
I'm exhausted and it's hot out here. I'm thinking about enjoying that nice, cool air conditioning I have at home.
Oh yeah, you've talked about Ruts Heating and AC, the #1 source for residential and commercial HVAC services in Nebraska for over 45 years.
Yeah, now. I have enough for 1 more batter, Coach.
Smith, go finish this thing so we can all go home and cool off. Visit rutsheatingandair.com.
My husband.
All right, there we go. Sodbuster Baseball. Thank you to Provident Promotions and Ruts for you two tuning in. Sorry, having some technical issue here with my Windows Media Player. And I'm about ready to throw it out the windows. But never mind. Here we go. We won't do that. It'll be Meyer, Wise, and Sears due up here for the Moo in the second. They lead by 1. Jackson Meyer, Alex Wise, Dylan Sears. 0-1 here. Shane Scott came out firing. Here's the 0-1. Buckled him on that one. Nice movement on that pitch. Look at maybe he had a changeup or something going on there. Really fooled him. He thought it was going to hit him and then broke at the last second. Here's the 0-2 from Shane Scott. Did he get him? Ooh, just missed. Collective exhale here at Duncan Field as everybody's like, ah. They had 0-3 on the scoreboard. They thought they got him. It's 1-2. It's good thinking anyways. Wind still blowing in from about right center field now. Scott wants a new sign. And he's got a new thing where he moves his glove when he wants a new sign. Just a little bit, just the finger part. You got to be careful you're not balking. He doesn't. High leg kick. Swung on him, has got him on the slider. Down goes Meyer, and the Moose start the inning just like they started the first. First batter striking out. The slider's been really good looking tonight to right-handed batters. There's Alec Wise, the shortstop, coming up here for the Busters. So we've seen him quite a bit this season. The 1-0 coming up here from Shane Scott. That one beans him. He's been getting close a couple times tonight. And we do have a first hits batsman. We haven't seen a game yet this year at home without somebody getting beaned. We need to get, I think it was coming in there too. We need to get some kind of ice company to sponsor the beanball. I'll work on that. Brings up eighth place hitter Dylan Sears. Joined the team a little late this season, not at the beginning, but he's a heck of a ball player for the Moo. We saw him a lot last year. Short lead over at first for Alex Wise. Allen hits to short, should be two, to second, back to first. Easy double play. Dawson to second base, to Monroe over to first, and they got him, and that's exactly what they needed to get out of the inning. So no runs, no hit, nobody left on at the end of 1.5. It's 1-0 Moo, and Buster's coming up with this word from the Nebraska Lottery.
Zendar, Lord Plurgon has decreed that our mission to promote Nebraska Pick 5 has been accomplished, and we must return to our home planet immediately.
Negative. I have become enamored with the Nebraska geographic province. I cannot leave. The organisms are friendly, the geography is pleasing, and Nebraska Pick 5 is dear to my cardio valve chamber.
Understandable. Nebraska Pick 5 has a $50,000 starting jackpot, drawing 7 days a week, and can be found in only one location in the known universe. Besides, I have recently joined the PTA. But how can we resist the will of Lord Plurgon?
I suggest this strategy. We invite him to travel to Earth and take him to a Nebraska Lottery retailer to purchase Pick 5 tickets and wiper fluid. He will surely want to stay.
Interesting. But we will have to give him our sleeping chamber and move into the plutonium storage room.
A small price to pay for Nebraska Pick 5.
Agreed.
Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 501,000.
Welcome back to Sodbuster Baseball. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Nate Miller running the controls for the TV over here. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Happy, joy. It's Thursday, one day closer to the weekend. It was one of those short weeks anyways with Memorial Day, so, but it ends up being like a long week when you go back to work on Tuesday because you have the 3-day weekend and you're way behind. And Thursday comes around and you're like, weekend comes, you need some baseball. Wheat City Whiskey Jacks here the next 3 nights. Leading things off here in the second for the Busters, it'll be Carson Cahoy. Cahoy, Hammond, and Cafferty. 1-0 Moo. It's a good second inning there for Shane Scott as he got the strikeout. Then he hit Alex Wise, but then got Dylan Sears. The first pitch he sees on the ground ball from short to second, back to first, and made light work of the Moo. So 1-0. The 0-1 coming up here from Joe Richter. That one is ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Richter, the right-hander. Cahoy, 9 for 30 on the season, batting .300. Swung on and missed. When I saw that Casey Burnham wasn't going to be back this year, which we kind of figured. He's had his, his run here at the Busters, and it was great. I was hoping we get a player similar, and so far Cahoy is the closest similar we have on the team. He does swing and miss on the breaking ball. He has had a little bit of trouble with the breaking ball this year. Can't catch up with that one, and it is a strikeout for Carson Cahoy. But he's a similar type player is what I was saying. He doesn't bat left-handed, but he plays center field. He's fast. He's got the the wheels. He's got the good arm, a lot like Casey Burnham that way. One down here for Jack Hammond. Hammond, the DH tonight. He's DH'd a couple times this year for us. 077, looking to get his bat going here. Strike one. Talked to both Scott Galusha and talked to Brian Frew, also Chandler Wagner, the manager, and all three guys will agree we just need to get the bats going a little bit. Just get out of that. And you say bats going, it was, 20-some runs against Pierre, like the third or fourth game of the year, but they haven't had the clutch hits that they've needed. They've had runners in scoring position, left them on, and they should have won the game Monday night. They had opportunities and just couldn't. The 0-2 coming up here. Richter dealing and freezes Hammond. He didn't like that one at all, but it was a strike. And he doesn't even look at it. It's 3 strikeouts for Richter. 2 down for the Busters. Brings up Trevor Matson. Try to do his pregame show interview sometime this week as well. Nice young man. Happy to be playing for the Sodbusters. Plays a little first, plays a little third base. Good defensive all around. He's from Omaha originally. Or excuse me, he's from, take that back, he's from Riverside, California. Goes to Arcadia College. We talked about similar, well, I'm from Southern California originally as well, too, so we talked about some similar sites and things out there. The 0-1 coming up here from Richter, who's working very quickly. And that one really buckled Matson and just missed over the plate. It wasn't that bad a pitch. Ball and a strike here to Matson. 2 down for the Busters in the second. No runs, 1 hit for them. 1 run, 2 hits for the Moo, and that one's in there for strike 2. It's 1-2 to the third baseman for the Sodbusters. Green jersey sparkling in the sunlight. The wind blowing in from center field. Very, very shallow in the outfield is the center fielder and right fielder. Popped up for first base side out of play. You look at Push. He's more than halfway in on the grass. Very shallow. And right fielder Reller about the same over there. Reller always plays shallow, though. I remember that last year. He played a little right, little left. He was always very shallow. This is where he likes to smack it over their head. Here's the 1-2. And, ooh, that one beans him in the foot. Matson's been hit a couple times this season. I think he leads the team in hit batsmen as well. Not something you normally want to lead in, but ask Casey Burnham, hey, get you on base, right? Casey knows all about that too well. So 1 hit batsman apiece. Each team here, and runner on for the Busters. Sometimes you have to take these lemons and make lemonade. See if they can do that here. Cameron McClure has been having some great at-bats for the Busters. He is the only one who had 2 hits on Monday night for the Busters, and so had really good at-bats, though. His 2 for 4 wouldn't show that. Had some good eye on the ball, didn't swing anything that wasn't there. That one fouled off on the first base side and into the parking lot. Bottom of the second here. Steve Stein will be joining you in the third. I'm Josh Salmon. Nate Miller to my right. Here's the 0-1 coming up from Joe Richter. Pitch on the way. That one right down Burlington, and he takes it. No balls, 2 strikes. Like to see out here for the weekend series with the Weed City Whiskey Jacks. First time we played them ever. They didn't play last year with the COVID, so they're happy to be back playing baseball. That one almost gets away from the catcher. In fact, he looked behind him. He caught it, but he looked behind him. He thought he missed it, did Jackson Meyer. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cameron McClure, the right fielder. If he should get on, it goes to Justin McGuigan. McClure batting in the 8th hole tonight. He's got a shin guard on the left leg. Dancing around at first base is Matson. Ball bounce over the third base coach. That is Trevor Wagner, the manager. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Checking our Twitter page for great promotions going on from the Sodbusters. There's tonight was Mike's Hard Lemonade special going on. That one popped up Shortstop underneath it, Wise fighting the sun, and he will make the one-handed grab, and that'll do it for the Busters in the second. No hits, no runs, one left on base. At the end of two, it is 1-0. Sodbusters trailing the Moo. Moo sending up Reynolds, Push, and Morphew the next inning. We'll take a message from Graham Tire, and we'll be right back. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
You know Graham Tire for their quality tires and service, but did you know that they do brakes, batteries, and oil changes, and even shocks and struts? Graham Tire in Hastings has the quality products and great service you have come to expect from the Graham name. Rick and his crew will get you fixed up and right back on the road safely. And you can trust that the job was done right. That's peace of mind. Graham Tire in Hastings, West 2nd Street, open 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. A proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball. Hey you. Your ad here. It's Josh Salmon of Salmon Says Media. Imagine turning on the radio or TV and hearing or seeing your business being advertised. Salmon Says Media offers voiceovers, full audio production, on-hold messaging for your phone, and more. Nearly 2 decades of experience. Salmon Says Media also offers radio imaging and podcast production. See us on Facebook. Salmon Says Media, the official media partner of the Hastings Sodbusters.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. As Busters trailing 1-0. Shane Scott back out there for the third. And having you for the play-by-play this inning will be Steve Stein.
A run on 2 hits for Fremont, no runs, 1 hit for Hastings. It'll be the top of the order coming up for the Moo, Push, Morphew, and Taylor as those three combine to get that first run home for the Moo back in inning number 1 as the Hastings Sodbusters try to find a way against this Fremont squad, which beat them earlier this week by a score of 3-1. As Tyler Push struck out his first time up, but Morphew singled, came in to score eventually on an RBI single from Ryan Koski. Push stands at the right-handed box, and the first pitch off speed. Push didn't mean to, went around, strike one, no balls, and 1 strike on Tyler Push. Hastings Sodbusters, pretty good start here for Scott as he has thrown 32 pitches now. This pitch is singled back up the middle, so Fremont has its leadoff man aboard for the first time today in the person of Tyler Push.
Yeah, he struck out the first batter of the inning both times he's faced him in this game, but not this time.
Has struggled with the zone a little bit as he is just about 50-50 in terms of balls and strikes at this point as we see Darian Morphew step into the left-handed box as he had a single his first time back. In the first, right back up the middle. Runner at first, nobody out, 1-0 to score. A bunt attempt, but that's foul and into the stands. No balls and 1 strike on Darian Morphew. Inning number 3 here as this squad from Fremont tied for first in the Clark division coming into today. Both Fremont and Spearfish off to 6-1 starts. Hastings at 2-5. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Pitch low. Throw down to second base, and that's not going to be in time. Good back up there. It was on the second base side. Shortstop over covering, but it got by him, and right there to field it was Tyler Monroe. So stolen base for Tyler Push, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike on Darian Morphew.
That one almost went into center field.
Good job playing that on the backup as we are in inning number 3 with the Fremont Moo looking to add to a 1-0 lead as Scott comes set, brings home the pitch. This foul back to the screen goes to 1-2 on Darian Morphew. Morphew, product of Brown University from Tolar, Texas. Another meeting against the Moo, their 6th of 22 this summer. Play 65 games, and basically a third of those coming against the orange and the purple. 1-2 pitch, and this one hit high in the air to left center field, but measuring it, making the grab is Trayton Kojal over in the gap, and tagging at second and advancing to third. Good job of base running there for Tyler Push. Lots of times you don't see a runner advance from second to third on a fly out to left, but good aggressive base running, 1 out and 1 on for E.J. Taylor.
Well, it was hit just deep enough there by Push to get the runner over. If it would have been about another 10 feet, they probably wouldn't have sent him.
Plus, it was a little more to the left center field gap where he had to go and kind of turn and make an awkward throw, if you will. Certainly not the cleanest in terms of being able to set and throw is running away from third base. Here's Taylor as he stands in the right-handed box, and he's first pitch swinging. Pops it up, foul territory. We'll see if the Sodbusters have room. Over and making the grab just on the other side of the Fremont Moo dugout is the first baseman, J.T. Cafferty. Hometown boys probably played a few of those balls in this park, and there are 2 outs.
Wow, most guys would have no idea where they're at over there in that corner. He was heading right towards the dugout. That was a beautiful play.
So that is a large out with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. Maybe a chance to get out of this with no damage done if you can find a way to retire the number 4 hitter, Brock Reller. Reller hit it hard his last time up and lined out to center field. 1 on, 2 outs, 1-0 to score. Fremont continues to lead Hastings as Scott's first pitch is just a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes on Brock Reller. Reller out of Minnesota Crookston. His home, Grand Forks, North Dakota. 1 ball and no strikes. Scott a check of the runner at third, and the pitch fouled away. Count goes to 1-1 on Brock Reller. The Moo and the Sodbusters already with their 6th meeting. Fremont's only other games coming against the Sioux Falls Sunfish. They won a couple of games against them. Had another one wiped away due to weather. 1-1 pitch on the way. Inside, the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on Brock Reller. Hastings Sodbusters trail by a score of 1-0. The lone hit of the ball game for Hastings coming in the first on an infield single from Trayton Kojal. Haven't really gotten good contact for the most part against Joe Richter, who's looked pretty solid the first couple innings. This Fremont Moo pitching staff pretty deep. 2-1 pitch coming from Scott. A little low. Look back to that runner at third, and nothing happening with Tyler Push. And the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. So Scott, 40 pitches thrown so far in the contest for the Hastings Sodbusters. Right-hander out of the stretch, and the pitch. Fouled off the foot of Reller. That stings as he will walk around the left-handed batter's box to try to regain himself. The defending Expedition League champs went 34-20 a year ago. The Fremont Moo under third-year head coach Shea Bennett, reigning league coach of the year in the Expedition League. An assistant at Midland. From Glendale, Arizona, went to Mountain Ridge High School, Midland University grad. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. As the Hastings Sodbusters trying to put a 0 on the board here behind Shane Scott. Scott working out of the stretch, checks that runner at third, and brings the pitch home. Off speed, beauty, swung on and missed as Brock Reller goes down on strikes. No runs on 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the bottom half of inning number 3. It remains Fremont 1, Hastings nothing. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
For over 40 years, and now you can take us. 5 Points Bank has been your hometown bank for over 40 years, and now you can take us wherever you go. Mobile Deposit allows you to deposit checks from your smartphone or tablet with our free business banking app. And never pay for an ATM charge again with our MoneyPass app. It maps out ATMs near you that won't charge a fee because of its partnership with 5 Points Bank. We're here to serve you in person and online, and that's why we're the better bank.
Have you heard the latest in Sodbusters news? Hey, this is Josh Salmon, voice of Hastings Sodbusters Baseball, inviting you to check out the Sodcast, the official Sodbusters podcast. Each episode gets you up to date on team info, the latest news, player and coaches interviews, and more. Join Brian Frew and myself for the Sodcast all through the baseball season. The Sodcast is available for listening on Spotify for free. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball Insides Inside Duncan Field with me, Josh Salmon, and co-owner Brian Frew. The Sodcast. Listen today.
It's Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. 9-1-2 coming up in inning number 3 against the right-hander, Joe Richter. Richter has been really good so far, allowing just a weak ground ball for an infield single. And he has been around the zone, and he will work to the 9-1-2 here in inning number 3. Winds and delivers. And that first pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Has a nice, easy delivery, but he can hit almost 90 miles an hour with his fastball.
The ball's 1 strike the count on Justin McGuigan, batting for the first time today. Solid catcher. Hastings has a trio of those guys as this pitch is taken outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the Hastings backstop today, Justin McGuigan. Good to see McGuigan get in the lineup as he fouls this pitch over by the Fremont dugout. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. McGuigan hasn't had many opportunities, just 9 at bats, but he's 4 for 9 with 4 runs scored. So 444 coming into today. Has knocked in 3. He's also walked 5 times, so he has been able to have a very productive appearance when he's been up there. Takes this pitch outside. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. So only 9 official at-bats. Compare that to a guy like Carson Cahoy, who had 30 at-bats coming into today. But when he's gotten his chance, he's made the most of it. Bounces this one off the turf. Going to be a tough play, but it will be foul. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes on McGuigan, hoping for another one of those ones that just stay fair, like that grounder off the bat of Kozel, which died right on the third base line.
Just a squibber down the line. Hey, we'll take it, right?
Anything to come through against this Fremont squad as the Sodbusters continue to struggle overall hitting against this team. And as a team, Sodbusters are 201 coming into today. 2-2 pitch on the way. Ooh, just missed. McGuigan took one apparently just off the inside corner. The count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes as Hastings trying to get its leadoff man aboard for the first time today. It's right-hander Joe Richter working inning number 3 here of a 1-0 game. Pitch taken upstairs, and the Sodbusters have their first walk of the game to go along with a hit batsman. And they'll be back at the top of the order with Cole Dawson coming up.
Moo came into the game, Steve, with a 3.19 ERA. That's pretty good for a team.
You're darn right. And Hastings has been the victim of most of that with 5 of their games coming against the Sodbusters. So top of the order, Dawson hit it pretty well the first time, but lined out to right field. Runner at first, nobody out. 1-0 to score. Fremont on top. The pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Cole Dawson.
He'll be at the pregame interview tomorrow. I just talked to him today before the game. Nice young man out there. You know, he'd never played third base until Monday.
Wow.
Ever.
That is something else.
Those great plays he had.
And that's one reason you see him at shortstop today as he hits this one hard, but right at the third baseman who goes to second for 1. Over to first, double play. Fremont turns the 5-4-3 twin killing Chase Reynolds to the second baseman Dylan Sears, over to E.J. Taylor, and that quickly the Hastings threat is averted.
E.J. Taylor, I'll give him an 8.5 on the stretch. He was doing the splits over there. Nice stretch.
So solidly struck ball, but nothing to show for it with Cole Dawson, and that'll bring up Tyler Monroe. Bases empty, 2 outs, 1-0 Fremont on top. And first pitch swinging, skies it down the third base line. A long run in foul territory, and it hits the top of the fence. Good effort down there for the Fremont third baseman, Chase Reynolds. No balls, 1 strike on Tyler Monroe.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with this field, there's a lot of foul ground, and he was running out of real estate pretty fast at chain link fence. I think the shortstop was talking to him, say, hey, you're running out of steps there.
Monroe at Northeast Community College hit .324. They played 61 games this summer, did Northeast Community College. Out of those junior college teams, able to get a full schedule and more in, if you will. I mean, able to play 60-some games in middle of February to the middle of May. No balls, 1 strike the count on Tyler Monroe as the pitch is taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Monroe. Had been doing the majority of the work at shortstop, moving over to second with Dawson playing short this evening for Hastings. 1-1 pitch. It's fouled out of play on the third base side. Sodbusters.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
They're in their green jerseys today with the yellow trim, white numbers, white pants, pinstripe today with the green socks. I really didn't have that much to add in terms of, I should have let you
That's
say
okay.
something. 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and we'll wait for Josh's comment to the next half inning as the Sodbusters send the minimum to the plate. No runs, no hits, nobody left, and we head to inning number 4. It is 1-0 Fremont. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball. Hastings experience, a place where you'll... Adams County Visitors Bureau is the perfect place to start your Hastings experience, a place where you'll meet artists, shopkeepers, and storytellers while you stroll through downtown shops, beautiful parks, and historic housing districts. Whether you're a traveler, meeting planner, or a new resident, the Adams County Visitors Bureau is excited to help you find what you're looking for, from places to eat, things to do and see, to places to stay. Ask the Adams County Visitors Bureau. Get details at visithastingsnebraska.com. Experience Hastings with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. Nebraska Land Distributing is a proud sponsor of the Hastings Sodbusters. When you come to the ballpark, get a refreshing Coors Light, courtesy of Nebraska Land Distributing. Nebraska Land Distributing also features Leinenkugels, the ultimate summer drink, cold and refreshing, and sold at Duncan Field. Another Nebraska Land Distributing option when you come to the ballpark is light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Nebraska Land Distributing, proud sponsor of the Beer Batter at all Hastings Sodbuster home games.
Fast-moving game again. Well pitched so far. The Hastings Sodbusters on the short end by a score of 1-0. Ryan Koski, Jackson Meyer, and Drew Mize will get their second look at Shane Scott through the first 3 innings, allowing 1 run on 3 hits. He has struck out 3. He does have a walk and a hit batsman in his column as well. Wearing number 22 for this squad from the Hastings Sodbusters, Shane Scott played at Arkansas Tech, had 5 appearances with a 5.06 ERA. Arkansas Tech went 28-17 in the spring season.
Boy, when he's had the slider going tonight, Steve, it's looked really good.
As Ryan Koski, the Kearney product, stands in the right-handed box, and Scott brings it home. It's outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes on Ryan Koski. And, you know, the early returns are any indication of Hastings has got a pretty solid rotation. Most of the guys have been throwing strikes, and that really hasn't been the issue in terms of allowing a lot of runs. The Sodbusters just haven't put up much offense here in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was talking to Brian about that yesterday for the Sodcast, and basically he said, we're kind of starting the season now. Everybody's here that's supposed to be here. The coaches are in place. The players are all here, so let's start over.
2-0 pitch is popped up. And straightaway center, Carson Cahoy comes in a few steps and makes the catch for the Hastings Sodbusters. 1 up and 1 down here in the 4th inning.
Cahoy shading the sun. That's a tough sun out there in the center and left field, third base, shortstop here at Duncan Field. That's a tough sun, so it takes a little getting used to, but so far so good for these guys. And defense has been solid since that first game, had a couple errors, and then from there on, that's one feather in the cap of these guys. Defense has been great.
47th pitch coming up for Shane Scott as Jackson Myers stands in the left-handed box. He grounded to the second baseman his first time up. 1-0 Fremont on top of the Hastings Sodbusters as this pitch is rifled to center field. Carson Cahoy on his horse. This carrying well, and Cahoy makes a running grab as he hits the warning track. What a play for the Grand Island Home Federal and Grand Island Senior High product.
408 to center. That thing was probably hit about 392, 394, somewhere in there, and he was on his horse. That's a tough catch to make, going the opposite direction with your left hand, and boy, what a center field he can play out there. Carson Cahoy.
Just kind of nice, you know. You wondered, okay, who's going to be the everyday center fielder after we had such fun watching another Islander, Casey Burnham, the last couple of years. Here's Drew Mize stepping to the right-handed box and taking strike 1, no balls and 1 strike as Scott trying to set him down in order for the first time today. He did face the minimum back in the second thanks to a double play, but has not had an official 1-2-3 inning. The 0-1 delivery on the way. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike on Drew Mize. 1-0 Fremont on top. The move out hit the Sodbusters 3-1. We're at lovely Duncan Field, wind blowing in from straightaway center. And the off-speed pitch is at the letters for a strike. 1-2 the count. 367 down the right field line, 370 down the left field line, 405 to the alleys, and as Josh mentioned, 408 to straightaway center. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Fremont Moo are down quickly in inning number 4. No runs on no hits. We head to the bottom half of inning number 4. 1-0 Fremont. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
It's hot. Can we get some popsicles? A lot of popsicles.
Okay, sure.
Let's go to Sam's Club. We can get some popsicles there. Plus, check out the pools on sale.
Didn't Dad want to barbecue tonight?
With all those popsicles, we should get some paper towels, too.
Good idea, Mom.
I'll grab some chips. Sam's Club has something for every season.
Sam's Club, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. Stop by before or after the game. For the best in promotional videos, custom designs, photography, websites, and more, it's Provident Promotions. You've got the business. Now make it stand out with Provident Promotions. Provident Promotions can help you design your logo, website, custom make your promotional video, and shoot just the right photo for your company or business needs to be seen everywhere. And they even offer email marketing services and social media management. Let them help you from start to finish. 111 North Burlington Avenue, Suite 110 in Hastings, a proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings trying to get something going. Bottom half of inning number 4. Joe Richter has been the real deal. Coming in and making his Fremont debut, and he's looked really tough so far as the Moo have a 1-0 lead. 1 run, 3 hits. Sodbusters have only a couple of base runners, as they did have an infield single from Kojal in the first. Trevor Matson was hit by a pitch. Justin McGuigan able to reach on a walk, so 3 base runners so far, and McGuigan was eliminated on an inning-ending double play, or actually a 5-4-3 double play before Tyler Monroe struck out to end the third. Here's Trey Kojal, stands in the left-handed box. Left fielder, he had the lone hit as he dribbled one down the third base line, and it stuck right on the line. Much more authoritative hit back up the middle, and he has both Sodbuster hits as he'll stand at first with a leadoff single here in inning number 4.
No doubt about that one, right back up the middle. Good way to start the inning for the Busters.
Great to see Kojal get it going here. Guy who hit .323 in 19 games with Iowa Western in the summer season. All Iowa Western did was go 50-10.
Wow.
Here comes J.T. Cafferty, Hastings product. He popped up to the second baseman, his first time up. Runner at first, nobody out, and Cafferty takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And at this point in the game, I know you've got your 4-hole hitter up, but you just try to get him in scoring position.
Yeah, if Tyler Push played any more shallow in center field, you'd have another second baseman. He is really shallow out there.
Chandler Wagner, the head coach, his first year with the Hastings Sodbusters. The pitch is missing for ball 2. See what he's got cooking down at third base as he flashes the signs. Do they turn Kojal loose? As one thing about Richter, he has got a good velocity, but maybe not the fastest move home. Can he be run on? The Sodbusters have shown no inclination at this point. 2 balls and a strike after Cafferty fouled it back to the screen.
Kojal has not stolen a base this year, but now's as good a time as any.
2-1 the count. Runner at first, nobody out. Sodbusters on the short end, 1-0 against the Fremont Moo. As these two squads very familiar with one another, and they'll remain familiar as this season goes on. Going to be great to see a new blood tomorrow. Pitch is called a strike. The runner goes. He's into second. Ball into center field, but no chance for further advancement. And as you mentioned, Josh, the first stolen base of the year from Kojal. Now a runner in scoring position and a 2-2 count on J.T. Cafferty.
I like running right there. That's a perfect spot to run. Nice call there by Coach Wagner. And it threw off the catcher. Meyer wasn't ready, and he made the bad throw.
I think Kojal had it stolen anyway. He had a nice jump, and I mentioned there's been no throw over to first to even try to keep the runners honest. The right-handed hitter up there. If you're going to steal third, this is maybe a time to do it. Here's the pitch. This is bounced to the left side, and nice play. Throw to first. Offline, but it's handled by the first baseman, E.J. Taylor, who tags the runner out. So Chase Reynolds, pretty good dig. I thought he was going to get caught between hops. It goes 5-3 on the putout, but Trayton Kojal, no hesitation. He ends up at third base. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. Big chance here for the Sodbusters with Carson Cahoy coming to the plate.
Well, it's a good job by Kojal. I mean, he saw the play on third. He's running that way. He waits, makes sure that Reynolds gets the ball. As soon as he lets go that thing to first, he's taking off to third. It was good timing, and he got him over to third. Now let's get the run in.
See what Cahoy can get done. He was a strikeout victim his last time up and did not look comfortable at all against Joe Richter. He's probably not comfortable now after he has one buzz the tower right at his helmet. 1 ball, no strikes on Carson Cahoy. So far, 4 strikeouts for Joe Richter. He'd love another one here with a runner at third, less than 2 outs. His team on top 1-0 here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Here's the pitch. Cahoy pops it up. Foul territory, first base side. E.J. Taylor's got it measured, and that is a large second out for the Sodbusters here in the 4th. It's going to be up to Jack Hammond to see if they can get that run home from third trailing at 1-0.
Take a look at the scoreboard. Sioux Falls Sunfish, expansion team this year, leading 1-0 over Wheat City Whiskey Jacks, top of the second. Whiskey Jacks coming here tomorrow.
You betcha. That's going to be pretty cool. And I'll tell you, the Sioux Falls Sunfish, great mascot, but I wish they would have vetoed that mascot because every time I see sunfish, I think of spearfish.
Yeah, I know.
Because you've got the...
But that's a town.
Yeah, spearfish is the town.
Right.
And
I do that too.
I want to say the spearfish sunfish, but it's the Sioux Falls sunfish.
I couldn't be the Sioux Falls goldfish. They look like a goldfish.
No balls, one strike to count, by the way, on Jack Hammond. Big spot here in the game as the Sodbusters try to find a way as this pitch is fouled away. And 2 strikes now on Jack Hammond trying to find a way to deliver Trayton Kojal from third base.
We think of Jack Hammond, you think of Jack Hanna, the animal guy, and I see a horse walking by. And it's the Hastings College Bronco is what it is.
So the mascot for Hastings College in attendance today. Very neat. Maybe that will bring the Busters some life. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. Tie ball game. Jack Hammond just stuck a bat on it, set into the left field. He's got the initial RBI of the day for the Sodbusters. Trayton Kojal comes in from third, and it's a new ball game here in inning number 4.
He just reached out and got it. It wasn't anything fancy. He just got the hands in front of it and slapped it into left field, and sometimes less is more. Nice piece of hitting there.
Good job for Jack Hammond as Hammond coming through right there. A guy was hitting just .077 coming into today with 1 RBI, but gets his second RBI in a big spot. Now Trevor Matson trying to keep it going. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Runner at first, 2 outs, 1-1 the scores. The pitch swung on to miss. No balls, 1 strike on Matson. Trevor Matson from Arcadia University. How about the spring he had? 436 in 29 games. A biology major there at Arcadia. It's in Pennsylvania. 0-1 pitch. Taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Trevor Matson. So the Sodbusters get it tied on the RBI single from Jack Hammond. Fremont trying to get out of this with no further damage done as Richter winds and delivers. And that's right there for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Richter has been pretty solid. It'll be his 60th pitch coming up. 41 of those have been strikes. 1-2 pitch, foul back, right to the press box. Maybe that was going to get back into the crowd, but it did get over the box, and the count remains at 1-2 on Trevor Matson. Jack Hammond leads away from first. He has the big hit of the ball game right now as the pitch outside. Wasn't rifled, just got it into left field, got the run home. Trayton Kojal scores the first run of the game for the Sodbusters. It's a 1-1 tie. Hits are even at 3 apiece. Sodbusters, 2 of their 3 hits coming this inning. 2-2 pitch. Line drive, but right at the second baseman as Dylan Sears takes care of Trevor Matson. The Sodbusters will settle for a run on 2 hits. 1 left. We head to the 5th. Josh Salmon will have that for you when we come back. 1-1 the score. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
Time out. Smith, we only need 1 more out. Do you think you have enough energy?
I'm exhausted and it's hot out here. I'm thinking about enjoying that nice, cool air conditioning I have at home.
Oh yeah, you've talked about Ruts Heating and AC, the #1 source for residential and commercial HVAC services in Nebraska for over 45 years.
Yeah, now. I have enough for 1 more batter, Coach.
Smith, go finish this thing so we can all go home and cool off. Visit rutsheatingandair.com.
My husband and I love to live in Nebraska.
It's the good life.
We always vacation here.
Love those Nebraska state parks.
We love to eat here.
Where are you going to get a better steak?
And we love to play here, especially Nebraska Pick 5 from the Nebraska Lottery. It has a $50,000 starting jackpot, drawing 7 days a week, and all the proceeds go back to our state.
Hey, honey, this weekend, let's buy some Nebraska Pick 5 tickets, go to a state park, and grill some steaks.
Like our first date.
I'm no amateur.
Top prize odds 1 in 501,000.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon along with Steve Stein, Nate Miller, and we're joined in the booth by General Manager Scott Kalusha. Scott, how's it going for you today?
It's going good. I get to be owner and GM today and get to talk to some people. Actually, I was on the grill earlier.
Oh, wow.
Wrapping up hamburgers, hot dogs, lots good crowd today. So, you know, at baseball at this league, you do whatever job they need, and so far I've done a few different ones.
Dylan Sears, Chase Reynolds, and Tyler Push do it for the Moo here, and Busters put one on the board. That was a nice piece of hitting last inning by Jack Hammond. And it's good to see him kind of get out of the funk. Maybe that's the start of something.
Yeah, it's nice. We got a 2-out hit. And, we've played Fremont a lot. They've beat us more than we want to admit, and they're a really good team. But the difference has been 2-out hits. They've got them, and we haven't. So that was a big sign that Jack was able to get us a 2-out hit and get that one scratched across and a little bit of confidence in that green dugout.
Shane Scott out there dealing tonight. He's had some off-speed stuff going. The slider looks pretty good tonight, and he's got several strikeouts.
He's a nice young arm. He just got here 2 nights ago, and we kind of had him penciled in as one of our starters. And fortunately for him, Arkansas Tech in Russellville, Arkansas, they made the national tournament. Really good program. Dave Dawson is the coach down there. And so we were happy that he was there, but we had to wait a little while longer to get him. And got two more Arkansas Tech players that'll be here in the next couple days.
Awesome. The 0-2 up high to Dylan Sears. Sears hit by a pitch his first time up. Well, Brian and I were kind of talking about, season. As Brian said, the season kind of starts now. Most of the guys are here for the team, and the managers here, and the assistant coaches here. So let's kind of start a new season and get things going with the bats.
Yeah, really happy that Luke and Chandler are here. They're really good, quality young men. They know baseball really well, and it's nice. I didn't have any hesitation to hand them over the keys of the car. We had some really nice conversations. They asked for my input. But at the end of the day, I simply said, guys, I pay you guys to coach. My job is to do what my job is, and so I'm really happy to have them, and they've done a really good job at stepping in on a leadership standpoint, and we're very fortunate.
Dylan Sears flies out to center, brings up Chase Reynolds, the 9th place hitter. And I saw right away, Luke out there talking to the pitchers in the bullpen. I mean, I couldn't even get him in for an interview, and that's a good problem to have. He was talking to the guys before, and then he walked over to the bullpen, and he showed them some things, and that's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do because I have a 1-week advantage on them, and I know all these kids. So I've given them all the scouting report, but still they've got to learn who these kids are. And they've got to figure out what roles are going to work best for these kids. And they really have done a fantastic job at hitting the ground running. And they've really taken advantage of every minute they've had with these kids. And I'm happy with what they're doing thus far.
Justin McGuigan almost ran into the bullpen, or the dugout to get that ball. And that's a concrete dugout over there. He's got to be careful. Sometimes you got to let those go.
McGuigan will do anything for you. He's a fantastic kid who works really, really hard. Just a kid you'd like to be on your team because he just does all the right things.
Swing and miss, got him, pulled the string on the changeup, and Chase Reynolds goes down. 5th strikeout of the ball game for Shane Scott. He's dealing. He's mixing it up tonight.
Yeah, and he doesn't have all his velocity yet either, but he will. 89, 90. We think when I saw him earlier in the spring, he was 89 to 91, and today he's been 88, 89, somewhere in that range, with a nice breaking ball. And I think he's just going to get better and better, and he looks comfortable, and I think he's going to be a nice piece.
Back to the top of the order, Tyler Push. He's 1 for 2. He struck out, singled his last time up, and that one just missed a little. So a little bit different defense. I was talking to Cole Dawson before the game about great defensive he had on Monday. He says that's the first time he's ever played third base in his life, and he made 2 great catches. So that tells you how good an athlete he is.
Well, he's a fantastic young man, and you heard me earlier recognize the coach for Arkansas Tech, which is Dave Dawson. His son happens to be Cole Dawson, who is our shortstop, who plays at Kansas City, Kansas. And so we knew we had Ian Riley was not here, going on vacation, which we want those kids to do. And Matt Holbrook and Luke Solis, other infielders, aren't here yet. And so I said, Cole, I know you can handle it. Can you handle third? He goes, absolutely. Never hesitated at all, and yet I knew he'd never played, and yet that's just the kind of kids we have. They just want to play, and they want to do what's right for the team. And we got a bunch of those guys over there wearing green, and it's just going to get better and better.
Good genes right there from Coach Dawson to Cole Dawson. 3-1 here to Tyler Push. 2 outs for the Moo. Tied up 1 run apiece, 3 hits apiece. No errors in this game. Shane Scott kicks and delivers, and that one's in there for strike 2. And Scott, we've continued to talk about the great defense these guys have had. That first game, kind of a fluke on defense, and from there they've been really solid, even on the road.
Yeah, we've played really good defense. Now, we've made a couple mistakes here and there, but that's normal. But we've made several what I would call top 10 plays, and they're just making all the plays that they're supposed to make. And
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You're going to get a good chance to win games if you make those plays. And our infield's bouncy. It takes a while to get used to, and our guys put in the work.
6 strikeouts for Shane Scott to wrap up the move, and they go 1, 2, 3 in order for him. He gets high fives from all of his teammates. Scott, stick around a little bit.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back. We're all tied up at 1 apiece here on the Sodbuster broadcast.
You know Graham Tire for their quality tires and service, but did you know that they do brakes, batteries, and oil changes, and even shocks and struts? Graham Tire in Hastings has the quality products and great service you have come to expect from the Graham name. Rick and his crew will get you fixed up and right back on the road safely. And you can trust that the job was done right. That's peace of mind. Graham Tire in Hastings, West 2nd Street, open 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. A proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball. Hey you, your ad here. It's Josh Salmon of Salmon Says Media. Imagine turning on the radio or TV and hearing or seeing your business being advertised. Salmon Says Media offers voiceovers, full audio production, on-hold messaging for your phone, and more. Nearly 2 decades of experience. Salmon Says Media also offers radio imaging and podcast production. See us on Facebook. Salmon Says Media, the official media partner of the Hastings Sodbusters.
Welcome back to Sodbuster Baseball. 1, 2, 3, go the move in the 5th inning. And coming up in the bottom of the 5th for the Sodbusters, it'll be Cameron McClure, Justin McQuegan, and Cole Dawson. And we just had a game on the field here with Jason Frew about one of the host families. And
Yes.
talk about how important the host families are. Scott Galusha joins me here in the booth.
My gosh, they are a vital part of what we do, and we are just blessed, really. We've got, it was difficult to find a bunch of new host families because we had some different circumstances come up out of their control. Not that anybody didn't want to do it, but just some family circumstances, and we had to find a whole new pile of host families, and we've just been really blessed, Fish. Tiffany Fay and her family have been wonderful. Kelly Nelson, her family, she has a brother and a mother and father, and between the 3 of them, they have 7 kids between
Wow.
the 3 of them. And Tiffany Fay's got a couple, and so this new crop of host families, not taking any away from our consistent people that we've had over the years, just continue the phenomenal run that we've had with excellent people that help. And Tiffany didn't want to do that with the Name That Tune, but I told her she could handle it, so it was good to see her be successful.
1-1 coming up here to Cameron McClure, and he goes 2-1. I was talking to Cole Dawson before the game. He'll be my pregame interview tomorrow, and he's loving his host family. He says they're the nicest people in the world.
Oh, yeah, and they're one of the Nelsons. He's with one of the Nelsons, and just fabulous people. And again, we're so lucky that we had people step up and help us, because that's an integral part of what we do. And without that, we can't be successful. And so it's just been wonderful for us, and lines of communication are great. So hopefully you people out there listening, it's a neat experience, and they just sort of fall in love with these kids, and it's part of your family, and it's just a neat experience. And besides that, they're not going to cause you much grief because they're not there very often. They're playing baseball all the time, or on the bus all the time, or working out all the time, and they're just not there very much other than sleep. And so if you were at all interested, please let us know, because we could always use more.
Definitely. A walk there to lead off the inning for McClure, and that's a great way to start the inning. Once again, Buster gets the leadoff hitter on, second time in a row. McClure has had some really solid at-bats. Last game he only had 2 hits to show for it, but you talk to the managers and you guys, and he's just been really good in the 8-9 hole, getting some good at-bats.
Yeah, he's done. You could just tell it just takes these kids a little while to get used to Wood, how it's going to react, and what the pitchers are doing, and getting comfortable. And you can see that as we continue to progress, just getting better and better at bats. But Fish, isn't it nice to see A, the sun, B, the wind isn't blowing 50, and a bunch of people at Duncan Field, the best park in the area, best park in the league, and a bunch of smiles on the face watching baseball here at Duncan.
Oh, people are so happy when the season started there, man. Well, I can't wait to get out there, and they're chomping at the bit. And then we've got, get through Memorial Day, and now they got, nothing to do except for come out to baseball games. And Wheat City Whiskey Jacks, I'm stoked about that series. We've never seen them before.
Again, we have never seen them before, and that's exciting for us. Fremont, obviously we have to play Fremont a lot because they're geographically close.
Sure.
And with some of the difficulties with scheduling, since this is such a great field and we share it with great Legion programs here in Hastings, so we play a lot of those games with Fremont because it's geographically close and they can come in for one and move on. So, but we'll be glad to see somebody other than that purple and orange moving forward.
The bunt put down there by McGuigan. It's a good one back to the pitcher, but he gets the sack bunt and gets the runner over to second. Nice job there by Justin. Sometimes you got to ask your 9-hole hitter to do that, and you get runner scoring position. That's what you need.
Well, Fish, when I was out there in the third base coaching box in Game 1, I said, guys, we're just going to play baseball. We don't necessarily need a lot of signs. We'll figure out what we need. And the top of the third, I said, boys, we're going to have to run and bunt. And so they've all said, hey, we can do it. And we're not afraid to ask anybody to bunt and anybody to run. They're all good athletes. And so we're going to have to play that brand of ball because we're first-year players and just not physically that mature.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that before as Cole Dawson steps in here to the plate as a leadoff hitter. First pitch outside for ball one. Runner stands on second base. That is Cameron McClure. And these guys are not your home run hitters,
Nope.
but they're your pesky guys. They're going to get your, they got some speed and they got the annoying base hits, and they're gonna drive away, and they're gonna play small ball against you.
Well, when I was talking to Brian Gallagher the other day in an interview, I call us we're pesky, and frankly we're irritating. We just sort of hang around. We just sort of do the right things. And we take advantage of mistakes, and we're gonna work to move runners and try to play a little bit of small ball when we can. But we're getting better and better and good at bats. Matter of fact, I just got a feeling that Mr. Monroe here is gonna knock one in for us again with 2 outs.
Cole Dawson flies out to center field, and center fielder push plays so shallow that the second baseman would normally make that play, but he made it himself out there.
Yep.
Nonetheless, it gets out. He's a good outfielder. So standing at second base is McClure, led off the inning with a walk. He got sacrifice bunt over by McGuigan. Cole Dawson just flew out, and it's 0-1 here to Tyler Monroe. Monroe playing second base tonight. He has struck out twice tonight, so he's due. Let's get something going here against Richter.
This is going to be a base hit to right field. They got the scouting report wrong on him because they looked at him in the first couple games, and he just wasn't swinging the bat like he wants to. And I think he's going to hit a base hit to the 4-5 or the 3-4 hole, actually.
All right, right over there in the 3-4 hole. So we'll see if he does it. There's all kinds of room between first and second, as the second baseman playing a lot closer to the runner on the bag.
But down 0-2, we gotta stay aggressive and not leave it to the guy behind the catcher.
The 0-2 coming up here, and that one popped up and going to be out to the shortstop. Mize, left fielder comes in. Ooh, left fielder made it. They almost dropped that one, but Busters do leave one on base. Scott, thanks for coming up.
Hey, you bet.
All
Always a pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. See you
All
then.
right.
Wheat City Whiskey Jacksontown for the weekend.
Yep.
And right now we take a break. We're tied at 1 apiece. 6th inning coming up. This is Sodbuster Baseball. 5 Points Bank. Thank you.
5 Points Bank has been proudly serving the Tri-City area for decades, and we are continuously finding ways to make your banking experience easy and enjoyable. We offer the best of both worlds with kind and welcoming employees in the bank while creating a strong online presence to accommodate your busy lifestyle. Our innovative technology adds layers of security while being easily accessible to all age groups. Stop into the Better Bank to learn more today.
Have you heard the latest in Sodbusters news? Hey, this is Josh Salmon, voice of Hastings Sodbusters Baseball, inviting you to check out the Sodcast, the official Sodbusters podcast. Each episode gets you up to date on team info, the latest news, player and coaches interviews, and more. Join Brian Frew and myself for the Sodcast all through the baseball season. The Sodcast is available for listening on Spotify for free. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball Insides Inside Duncan Field with me, Josh Salmon, and co-owner Brian Frew. The Sodcast. Listen today.
Another well-played, well-pitched game between the Sodbusters and the Fremont Moo as we head to the 6th inning. Steve Stein and Josh Salmon will get a chance here the next couple of innings as the Fremont Moo will send their 2, 3, and 4 hitters up against Shane Scott. Scott with a nice little run going. Had a 1, 2, 3, 4th, and 5th, and set the last 3 down in the 3rd as well. So he has set down 9 straight as he faces Darian Morphew here in inning number 6. 1-1 the score. 1 run, 3 hits for the Sodbusters. 1 run, 3 hits for the Fremont Moo. First pitch coming in, and that is hit hard but foul down the left field line. The ball's in 1 strike on Darian Morphew. He's 1 for 3 and has scored the lone run of the game for the Fremont Moo.
How about that 1-2-3 inning last inning for Shane Scott? That was awesome.
Yep, he has had a solid little run here. Had some control issues, maybe the first couple innings, just didn't quite know the zone, but has been rock solid since the 3rd. 1 ball and 1 strike. He did have a 3-ball count on push, but
battled back to get 3 straight strikes for his 6th strikeout of the game as Morphew fouls this away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Darian Morphew. And pitch, pretty good shape, 76 pitches. Make it 68 pitches. Math is hard. Off-speed pitch, called strike 3. Morphew watches it go by, and that is strikeout number 7, including 3 in a row for Shane Scott. And E.J. Taylor will come to the plate now, trying to find the measure of Scott, who is rolling right now.
Yeah, you talk about they just got out of the playoffs, and that's why he joined the team late. And then here he is. He comes out, makes his Sodbuster debut, and he's dealing right now with 7 Ks.
As Taylor walked back in inning number 1, he popped up in the 3rd, now in the 6th, and the first pitch missing for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on E.J. Taylor's played a solid first base for this Fremont Moose squad. Right-handed hitter. Swings and misses here at one that was curving away from him. E.J. Taylor trying to find a way. The Southern Nazarene product out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. Playing college in his home state. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Off speeder, right on the outside corner. It's 1-2 on E.J. Taylor. How about 4 in a row here for Shane Scott if he can find a way to get one by Taylor?
I don't see the drum guy here tonight.
I hear it.
Where is he?
1-2 pitch on the way.
He's sitting in a different place. I did hear him. There you go.
Just misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I distinctly heard drums.
You're right. As soon as I said it, I heard it.
No cowbell, but drums.
There are some Moo fans here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. He went around, tried to check his swing, couldn't get it done. He even knew it. E.J. Taylor didn't want to offer at that one. 8 strikeouts now, including 4 straight for Shane Scott.
Shane Scott goes to Arkansas Tech. His coach there is Coach Dawson, which is Cole Dawson's dad.
Very neat.
Cool beans. Neat fact there.
Here is Brock Reller stepping to the plate. 0 for 2, a line out to center field and a strikeout as Scott will wind and deliver. Right across on the outside part of the plate. Took something off of that one. 77 miles an hour. No balls and 1 strike. Looking for another 1-2-3 inning. As Scott really in a groove. Speaking of groove, this one grooved to the right center field corner as Brock Reller round first. He's headed towards second. Here comes the throw. It'll be cut off. It's a 2-out double, so the string of outs comes to an end as Brock Reller a solid 0-1 swing on that one. He's got a double, and there's a runner in scoring position for Fremont with 2 outs for Ryan Koski.
Yeah, that was just a nice piece of hitting. Nothing doing there. Shane, let's see how he battles back. He'll be fine with that. Leave the guy on second. They've left a couple guys here tonight on base, so let's leave another one.
The Sodbusters, this is a big spot in the game. It's a 1-1 contest, and Fremont trying to steal a run here, and it's been a while since Shane Scott has worked out of the stretch. He allowed the leadoff single in the 3rd, then retired the next 3, 1, 2, 3 in the 4th and 5th. The first 2 set down, so it could be a little bit of an adjustment to get back into his groove out of the stretch now, too.
Sioux Falls Sunfish and Wheat City Whiskey Jacks tied at 1 apiece in the 3rd. That game at Kraft Field, at Wheat City's home field.
So Wheat City going to be making the trek, and they will be here tomorrow to play the Sodbusters for the first time ever. And then Sodbusters will make the trip back. Not going to be quite as long as a trip as it will be maybe next year or as it would have been 2 years ago, as the Canadian team's actually playing in the States. Here's a pitch. It's off the glove of McGuigan and back to the screen, and now the go-ahead run is just 90 feet away as Ryan Koski is ahead in the count, 1-0. He had the RBI single back in the first, looking for another RBI here, and it looked like Shane Scott and Justin McGuigan got fouled up, as I think McGuigan was expecting something different. It's going to go as a pass ball to get that runner to third base.
Wheat City Whiskey Jacks, normally from Canada, all right, but they couldn't play there because of the border thing with the COVID, so they're playing at Kraft Field in Grand Forks, North Dakota. So it's interesting.
Yep, Wheat City at a Manitoba, and it'll be fun to have them in town. And then later on, I think right to the last road trip of the year, Hastings will go up to Grand Forks. 1-0 delivery on the way.
Off speed, just misses.
That
Two
would-
balls and no strikes.
That would have been quite the bus trip to Manitoba, Canada.
Yeah.
That would that would have been a long one.
Well, you want to hit somewhere along the way. Go ahead and play. That's when you want to play 12 games. Just hit Sioux Falls, hit the North Dakota teams, and then go to Canada. 2-0 delivery. Ground ball back up the middle, off the glove of the shortstop, and the Fremont Moo will take the lead on an unearned run as Cole Dawson could not handle the grounder from Ryan Koski, and Fremont has taken a 2-1 lead.
Well, you hate to see that as Shane Scott is just dealing here, and especially since the offense has been a little lax today in this season. Sometimes, we've seen the very close games this year, 3-1, 2-1, a couple of those against the Moose. So have to battle back. They have to play solid defense and get the bats going next inning.
And you have to get the third out right here. You just had that terrible feeling with the 2-out double. Runner advances. Just don't make the big mistake, and the Sodbusters make the big mistake. Pitch inside for ball 1 ball and no strikes on Jackson Meyer. Meyer 0 for 2 in the game. The ground out and a line out. I wonder if they are toward the end for Scott, who will be throwing his 80th pitch of the day to Jackson Meyer. Scott comes set, the pitch. Foul back to the screen. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Jackson Meyer for the Fremont Boo out of New Mexico.
Jackson Meyer, my favorite name of the day today. I just like saying that one.
He is from Omaha, another one of the Nebraska's on this roster, but again plays his college ball for the Lobos. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Fremont has the go-ahead run here in the 6th. Swing and a foul ball at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jackson Meyer as Scott trying to work around this 2-out rally for Fremont. A double and an error to go along with a pass ball has plated a wild pitch.
No score. Badland Big Sticks at Western Nebraska and Gearing. That game in the first inning, just underway, bottom of the first.
Western Nebraska quietly 5-2, just a game behind Fremont and Spearfish heading into tonight's play in the Clark Division. Then it's Pierre, Hastings, and Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls picking up its first win yesterday. 1-2 delivery on the way. Hit high in the air, left center field, carrying well, and this is going to be over the head of Kojal. Here's Fremont with Koski rounding third. He will score, and the Moo have 2 runs in the 6th now on the RBI double from Jackson Meyer.
2 doubles this inning, extra base hits, and boy, after getting right through the first 2 batters like nothing, struggling here right now is Shane Scott.
A double, an error, and another double, and Fremont has a 3-1 lead. Looking to add more here as Drew Mize will come to the plate, and he has not had any kind of success with Shane Scott. 2 up and 2 strikeouts against Scott.
3 runs in today, 2 of those earned for Scott.
As the right-hander Scott comes set, brings the pitch home, and that one is down low and in the dirt for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes on Drew Mize. Mize, a returnee from last year out of Lindenwood University from O'Fallon, Missouri. Looking to add another run here if he could single it to the outfield. The 2-out error opening the door for Fremont to score 2 unearned runs in this inning. Pitch is taken high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes on Drew Mize.
Nobody going into Buster's bullpen, so it looks like Wagner's going to try to let Shane Scott finish out the inning. There has been action in the Moo bullpen this entire inning.
Chandler Wagner, great to have him here, and the assistant coach has arrived as well, Luke Bay.
And I saw Luke over there talking to the pitchers. I wanted to get him from interview, and he was so busy coaching that I didn't get a chance, and that's a good problem to have. He talked to the pitchers and walked them over the mound and showed them some stuff in the bullpen.
He was a grad assistant at Kansas State. The Wildcats had a pretty good year, 34-23. Did finish below 500 in the Big 12, but advanced to the championship game at their bracket in the Big 12 tournament. Pitch is on the inside corner for strike. 3-1 the count on Drew Mize.
Alex Wise thought he had ball 4 and started taking off to first base, and umpire said, I beg to differ.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 home for Fremont as they lead it by a score of 3-1. The lone RBI, the double from Jackson Meyer, who stands at second right now. Another run scoring on an error. Here's a little blooper to right field, but right there is Hastings right fielder
McClure.
Cameron McClure to finish the inning, but Fremont scores 3 runs, or I should say 2 runs on 2 hits, and there was 1 large error and 1 man left, and we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's 3-1 Fremont. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
Imagine visiting a place with historic housing districts, beautiful parks, and strolling through downtown shops. No, it isn't a fairy tale. It's Hastings, Nebraska. The Adams County Visitors Bureau invites you to experience Hastings. From bird watching to the Aqua Court Water Park to taking in a Sodbusters baseball game at historic Duncan Field. It all starts with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. What would a visit be without great eats? Hastings has plenty for all cravings. Start exploring at visithastingsnebraska.com. Experience Hastings with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. Nebraska Land Distributing is a proud sponsor of the Hastings Sodbusters. When you come to the ballpark, get a refreshing Coors Light, courtesy of Nebraska Land Distributing. Nebraska Land Distributing also features Leinenkugels, the ultimate summer drink, cold and refreshing, and sold at Duncan Field. Another Nebraska Land Distributing option when you come to the ballpark is light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Nebraska Land Distributing, proud sponsor of the Beer Batter at all Hastings Sodbuster home games. You are listening to Sodbuster Baseball. Sodbusters trail by a score of 3-1, and a new pitcher coming in for Fremont. Get our first look at Grant Hubka. So Grant
pitched 1 game this year, it looks like. 1 inning.
He's allowed 1 run. He has struck out 2, walked 4. No record coming into today with an ERA of 9. He is trying to clean things up for Joe Richter, who had a very solid first 5 innings and would stand to be the winner now, as Richter allowing just 1 run, and he allowed just 3 hits, and his offense backed him up with 2 runs in the 6th to give them the lead, and so it would be Richter's win if Fremont can finish things out over the final 4 innings. Sodbusters trying to get something going with their 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up in inning number 6.
Hubka from Gretna, Nebraska, goes to Iowa Western Community College.
And Hubka, another right-handed pitcher, just like Richter, who closes out a very solid day for the Fremont Moo. They are very deep in their pitching staff, and Sodbusters haven't had much success this year. Did score 10 runs the first game, but it has been slim pickings since. And meanwhile, Fremont has won 6 in a row, with 4 of those coming against the Hastings Sodbusters, the other 2 against the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Sodbusters, they've had only 2 games not against Fremont, played a couple of games against Pierre, had 1 weathered out. Split games up there, including scoring over 20 in a game on a winter-like night that saw the Sodbusters take advantage of over 20 walks.
Holy moly.
In that particular ball game. Nobody could find the strike zone in that particular game. 3.5 hours, and we've watched some very entertaining, fun baseball here. That one wasn't fun.
No, that would not be a good one.
No.
It's a lot of walking.
A lot of walking, 3.5 hours, 40-degree weather. You know, I'm sorry, I like baseball, but I'm going home. No.
This thing's over.
Yeah.
We'll put on autopilot.
Here comes Trayton Kojal for the Sodbusters. Very solid day for him. Couple of singles. The lone run scored. We'll see if he can now start things off against Hubka. First pitch over for strike 1. 82 miles an hour on the first offering from Hubka. No balls, 1 strike on Trayton Kojal.
Busters have 3 hits. 2 of those belong to this man.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. Fouled back to the screen. Had a pretty good swing at it, but he's down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Kojal. Waverly High grad. Didn't have to go too far down the road to Council Bluffs to play his college ball at Iowa Western. 0-2 delivery on the way. Went after 1 up in his eyes, and he's down on strikes, so the first strikeout of the game after Joe Richter struck out 4, the starter for Fremont. Here comes J.T. Cafferty, the first baseman. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Popped up and grounded out against Joe Richter.
What a versatile guy JT is. Playing first base tonight. Can play catcher. We've seen him pitch this year.
First pitch is taken on the outside corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on J.T. Cafferty, the Hastings grad.
Here's the pitch. It's right there for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes on J.T. Cafferty for the Hastings Sodbusters. Hit 182 in 24 games for Western Nebraska Community College, majoring in forestry. Pitch misses for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. What a great place to start your major there with the National Forest right there near Shadron.
That is cool.
Very scenic. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch just misses outside. 4 ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's the fastest one Hupka's thrown since he came in. 87 on that one.
Just maybe finding his groove, the right-hander coming in for Joe Richter. 2-2 pitch, took something off of that one. 81 miles an hour, low and inside. Now 3-2. Cafferty trying to find his way on board. Sodbusters trail it now 3-1 after Fremont scored a pair of unearned runs in the top of the 6th. 3-2 pitch. Just misses, and Cafferty earns a walk. So 1 on and 1 out for Carson Cahoy.
Buskers could really use a win tonight, snap the losing streak. They've had a 3-game losing streak, and Moo have won 6 in a row.
Only loss for the Moo, 10-9 here on opening night. 1 on, 1 out. Carson Cahoy steps in and takes ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Carson with a very good day defensively. He's done very well out there, covered a lot of ground to rob a Fremont player from an extra base hit. But at the plate, a strikeout and a pop-up. 1-0 delivery on the outside corner for strike 1.
He's still trying to find his groove at the plate. He just doesn't quite look as comfortable yet. He's having a hard time with the off-speed pitch this season.
And this summer really important for him, for a guy who didn't get a chance to play spring ball because they didn't have a season due to COVID out in California. Grounder to the third baseman, throw to second for 1, over to first, and not in time. Fielder's choice grounder for Cahoy. Fremont turned it pretty well again. Chase Reynolds over to Dylan Sears, but Cahoy runs well enough that he was going to beat that out. So 1 on, 2 outs now for Jack Hammond.
Yeah, they really have to hurry to get Cahoy double off, and it didn't happen. Hammond comes up after getting a single last inning. He's needed that. He was batting .077 coming into that at bat. Got that much needed single. See if he can do something here. Maybe he's finding his groove.
That came back in the 4th to give the Sodbusters their only run of the game, scoring Trayton Kojal. We're now in the 6th inning, bottom half, 3-1 the score. Fremont on top as the pitch. Bounce toward the left side, shortstop's got it. He'll go to second for the out there. Well played by Drew Mize as he dished it over to Dylan Sears. And that'll do it for the Sodbusters here in inning number 6. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. It's still 3-1 Fremont. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
I'm a working mom. I don't have a lot of time for grocery shopping. That's why Sam's Club is so convenient. I can get the food my family loves, household supplies, and be on my way. My husband likes that they offer oil changes and tire services. Really saves him time. They have early hours for Plus Club members so I can beat the crowd on the weekend. Plus, Sam's Club offers free curbside pickup. Order online or in the app. Sam's Club, Grand Island.
Sam's Club, a proud partner of Sodbuster Baseball. For the best in promotional videos, custom designs, photography, websites, and more, it's Provident Promotions. You've got the business. Now make it stand out with Provident Promotions. Provident Promotions can help you design your logo, website, custom make your promotional video, and shoot just the right photo for your company or business needs to be seen everywhere. And they even offer email marketing services and social media management. Let them help you from start to finish. 111 North Burlington Avenue, Suite 110 in Hastings. A proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball.
We head to the 7th inning. The Fremont Moo have taken a 3-1 lead over the Hastings Sodbusters as Shane Scott ends his day after a pretty solid outing. He ends up giving up 3 runs, just 1 of those earned, as we get a chance to see Seth Claiborne for the first time for the Hastings Sodbusters. Seth Claiborne will be on the mound.
From Omaha, goes to Southeast Community College.
So Claiborne going to get the opportunity here in relief, trying to keep it a 3-1 game.
Well, the newer guys added to the roster is Seth Claiborne.
Claiborne, a right-handed pitcher, finishing his warm-up tosses here. The Sodbusters in their green uniforms. Wind blowing lightly in from center here today. And what's a gorgeous night, one of the warmer days, and it's going to be warmer yet, 90s for the next couple of days.
Yeah, I'm looking for kids with lemonade stands. You know, I saw some the other day online that were doing it, but it was too far for me to drive. But it would be a good lemonade weather. I think kids, if you're listening, you'd make a killing this weekend.
Seth Claiborne went 5-0 in his time with Southeast Community College, 4.82 ERA in 6 appearances. Southeast had a really good year, 38-15. Claiborne out of Millard West High School, and he will be facing the 8-9-1 hitters as the first pitch is grounded toward the right side. Second baseman's got it. Pitcher has to hustle the cover, and they get the out.
They have
Good
to hurry.
job playing your position. Grant Hubka getting over there after the ball was picked up by the second baseman. A good job for Tyler Monroe to feed it to Seth Claiborne. And now the Sodbusters get the out, and it will be Chase Reynolds coming up.
Yeah, Dylan Sears runs really well, so you had to hurry to get that one. That was a very, very bang-bang close play at first.
So 4-1 of the put-out. Claiborne running over because you had the Sodbuster first baseman hustle over to try to get it. J.T. Cafferty couldn't cut it off. A good concentration there for Tyler Monroe to stay with it and throw to Claiborne covering. Count now, no balls and 1 strike on Chase Reynolds.
Well, good night for Shane Scott nonetheless on his debut. Just a 1 earned run.
Here's the pitch. Hit to center field. It is going to fall for Reynolds. He rounds first and heads to second, and he will make it. A diving attempt for Carson Cahoy, and he couldn't get there. And once it got by him, Reynolds was going to scoot into second. So it's an extra base hit, the third double in the last 2 innings for the Fremont Mood. Their 6th hit of the game. They look to add to a 3-1 lead with the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, that's one of those things where Carson's kind of been playing shallow for most guys. He's had to make the catches over his head. This time he was playing a little too deep, and they just dropped it in front of him there, Chase Reynolds, and Cahoy couldn't come up with it. And it's one of those things where you dive, do you take it, and let it bounce in front of you? Maybe if you let it bounce in front of you, the guy only gets to first, but that's a risk you take.
So we'll see what Claiborne can get done now, working out of the stretch with the runner in scoring position and 1 out, and Tyler Push. We'll see what he can get done. He's 1 for 3, had a pair of strikeouts against Shane Scott, who did have a good day, striking out 8. And his 8th strikeout was followed promptly with a double, an error, and another double that ended up plating 2 runs for the Fremont Mo.
Push batting .353 as of this moment.
Stands at the right-handed box against the right-handed pitcher Claiborne. Claiborne a look back to second base. Now calling time is Tyler Push as he will reset himself.
Big lead out there for Reynolds at second base. Playing around with the pitcher. He wants to get in his head. That's your job when you're a base runner.
Being held on by Tyler Monroe, who now takes a few steps off. He's the second baseman. Off speed is fouled away. It may have got a piece of the foot of Tyler Push. The count, no balls and 1 strike. Fremont looking for more. The Moo lead it 3-1, top half of the 7th inning. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Moo, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Sodbusters, and that opened the door for 2 unearned runs in the 6th inning, and that right now is the difference in the game. Now, when you're hitting just a little over 200 as a team, there is no margin for error, and the Sodbusters have 1 error and trail by 2. A look back to second, and the pitch stays a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the top of the order, Tyler Push. Push out of Newman University down in Wichita. He's a Fremont guy. Stands in the right-handed box. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the 7th. Fremont looking to add to a 3-1 lead here in Expedition League Baseball. These college athletes getting a chance to show their wear against one another and keep their game fresh. Pitch right there for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tyler Push. Great opportunity. Some of them played a lot in their college team. Some of them didn't get a chance to play at all. So valuable opportunity to test your skills against various college levels. Junior college, D2, D3, some NAIA guys, and some Division I players. A wide range here in the Expedition League. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fouled away. Pretty good piece of that one from Tyler Push. It remains 1-2. Just scanning the Wheat City roster, who will be in town this weekend. They have a lot of D1 guys.
Really?
Yep, a lot of D1 guys who have at least signed with Division I teams. Some of them are just incoming freshmen to Division I programs. And I don't know if they have the only one, but they do have a female player on their team.
Interesting.
And she had a hit and an RBI in a game earlier this year. She's a fast pitch softball player normally.
Wow.
Bouncing ball right side, and that's foul. It's 1-2 strikes. Played college ball down in Louisiana, but she's from Canada, and in the summer she usually tries to play baseball up in Canada, but plays fast pitch softball. And I think she just finished up at her university softball, but wanted one more chance to play baseball and getting that chance for Wheat City.
That's awesome. I'll have to talk to her when she comes to town. I'd like be interesting conversation.
1-2 strikes, 1 out. That will be tomorrow. Wheat City coming in for the weekend series. Fremont here tonight. Again, 3-1 the score, the Moo on top. As the pitch, off speed right over the head of Tyler Push. It's 2-2 now on Push.
You think about the, the host families here. How hard is it to host families? For the whole team. They probably put them up in hotels or something while they're playing in North Dakota this year.
Well, it's actually a dry run because Grand Forks is going to have an Expedition League team next year, but they couldn't get stuff ready to go for 2021. So I'm guessing, just pure conjecture, as the 2-2 pitch is on the way, off speed, just misses 3-2. I'm guessing that they probably recruited some of the families from Grand Forks to host the Wheat City kids this summer in anticipation of hosting their own team next year.
See what it's like.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for the administration of the team in Grand Forks to kind of basically see what it's all about this first year. Wheat City couldn't play last year. They did play 2 years ago and won only 12 games. 3-2 strikes. Like I say, they look much better this year. Inside, and it hits Tyler Push. So after that long battle, instead of being a walk, it'll be a hit batsman, the 8-pitch at bat, and we will see Tyler Push take first. So a threat brewing here now with 2 on and just 1 out with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up.
After tonight, the Moo will stay on the road and travel to North Dakota, to Dixonson, North Dakota, take on the Badland Big Sticks, a rematch from last year's championship game. 2 well hitting. That's going to be a good offensive game there. Good series.
Darian Morphew comes to the plate. He is 1 for 3, scored the first run back in inning number 1 for Fremont. Fremont leads it now 3-1. Here's the pitch. Just misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Darian Morphew. Morphew a few out to left in the 3rd and struck out in the 6th.
Manny Herrera warming up for the Busters over in the bullpen, the righty.
Sodbusters trying to get through this inning with Seth Claiborne, who's in his first inning after Shane Scott worked the first 6 very solid innings, allowing only 1 earned run. Blew it right by Darian Morphew. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Morphew.
82 miles an hour on that one.
Morphew did not have a good read on that. He was way behind that one. 1-1 the count. Claiborne looks in at his catcher, Justin McGuigan. Takes a long time, gets set to go, and here comes the 1-1 delivery. A little bit low for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. We're rolling right along with the pace of the game thrown by Shane Scott, and Claiborne a little more deliberate out there. See, he takes his time, gets his sign, checks the runners. Scott didn't have many runners to worry about there for about 3 innings. He was rolling right through. First and second, only 1 out. Fremont looking for more as they lead it 3-1. The pitch is upstairs for ball 3. 3-1 the count on Morphew. And Sodbusters working their way to a little bit of a jam here. Double with 1 out, and then a hit batsman now 3-1 on the 2-hole hitter with Taylor and Reller waiting in the wings.
It's important at bat. You got to get the out here.
Big half inning, too, for the Sodbusters. They try to stay within shouting distance. 3-1 delivery. This one is skied foul and out of play on the left side. It goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Trevor Matson playing third base tonight. Does a good job over at first. He can man third. He's your corners guy. Good athlete out there. Runs that one down but can't quite get it.
You like that versatility, too, so you can mix and match your lineups. These guys coming together for the summer and see if they can do something special. No, one way or the other, build some lifelong friendships, particularly on those road trips when you do get a chance to go to places like North Dakota. 3-2 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball foul. It's off the foot of Morphew, and he'll get back into the box as he tries to shake that off.
I wonder if the guys are doing their murder mystery things on the bus again. They did those the last couple of years. Andy Chase kind of heads that up, and it's a hoot. I mean, the guys just love it. That's but the first thing they always mention when I talk about the road trips.
Fascinating.
I can't think what they call it, but it's some kind of murder mystery thing that they do.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top half of the 7th inning. Fremont looking to add to a 3-1 lead. Big spot in this game is Seth Claiborne trying to come up with a big pitch here to get an out. Claiborne out of the stretch. Check of the runner at second. Runners go. The pitch is foul back. So Fremont rolling the dice a little bit here as they send the runners with the 3-2 count, figuring that Morphew is probably going to make contact, and he did. Sodbusters, if they play it right, though, maybe get a strike him out, throw him out, twin killing, and get out of this. But we'll see what Claiborne can get done against Morphew. A couple of long at-bats from Push and now Morphew. Another 3-2 pitch is coming. Line drive, left field, base hit. Fremont going to try to score the run from second. Here comes the throw. It is not in time. It's an RBI single for Darian Morphew. And Fremont extends the lead to 4-1 as Reynolds scores. Tyler Pushins up at second. And Morphew with his second hit of the day. A productive day, a run scored, and now an RBI. And E.J. Taylor will step to the plate with still only one man out.
Chase Reynolds has been dancing around on second base for a long time, so he's been ready to come in and take a break on the dugout. He will get that now as still 2 runners on here. Some threats going on for the Busters. They just need to get out of this inning, but they're 2 outs away.
Claiborne already throwing his 20th pitch of his relief outing, and what an effort for Shane Scott in the starter's role, but starting to get away from the Sodbusters a little bit here as the pitch is taken high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Gotta wonder how much how short a leash Wagner has here, as Manny Herrera has been warming up pretty ferociously in the bullpen.
Like to see Claiborne at least get through this inning, just for his own standpoint. 1-0 delivery is on the way. The runner from second goes. This pitch is inside, and it hits E.J. Taylor. And Push would have had the bag stolen at third. He will get third anyway, but it's a hit batsman as dead ball. That'll put Morphew at second, so the bases are loaded. Only 1 out. And here is left-handed hitting Brock Reller.
Timeouts as Coach Luke's going out there. Luke Bay going to go out and talk to his pitcher. It's nice to have the assistant coach out there. Yeah, it's been a tough outing for Claiborne. He got the ground ball for Dylan Sears, and then he gave up a double, hit Push, gave up another hit to Morphew, and then he hit Taylor. And the 1 run is scored, so that's not the outing you want for Claiborne.
You mentioned Luke Bay getting to town after the Big 12 tournament wrapped up down in Oklahoma City. K-State went about as far as they could go. Bay, student assistant there, and K-State battled their way through the losers bracket and got to the championship game of their bracket before succumbing to TCU, and then Texas Christian turned around and beat Oklahoma State for the Big 12 title.
Take a look at the scoreboard around the league. Source Valley SaberDogs up 2-0 on Casper at Casper. Badland Big Sticks Western Nebraska tied at 0 in Gering. Sioux Falls Sunfish Wheat City Whiskey Jacks still tied at 1. That's in the 6th inning. And Canyon County Spuds taking on the Mining City Tommyknockers. The expansion teams 1-0 Canyon City there in the first.
Here it's Fremont 4, Hastings 1, and Brock Reller at the plate looking to do some damage. 1-0 the count on Reller. Reller had the double to begin the rally in the 6th. And Moo trying to break it open here in the 7th. They have 1 run on the board, and the bases are packed, and just 1 out. Claiborne brings it home. Line drive, right field, base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes a 2nd run home. It's an RBI single for Brock Reller, and there's still just 1 man out. Brock Reller delivers, and 3 have scored in the inning so far for the Fremont Moo.
3 RBIs today for Brock Reller. You would think that, let's see if they're going to stick with Claiborne, and they are, but Just first pitch swing, and Roller's a tough out anyways, and with bases loaded, that's a tough position for any pitcher to face against Brock Reller.
Here's Ryan Koski now. Koski had the key play of that 6th inning. 1-1 ball game. Runner at third base, 2 outs. Ground ball to the shortstop, and the Sodbusters could not handle it. Now a balk has been called on Claiborne, and that will allow the runners to advance. Z.J. Taylor starting to take a run to third. Claiborne looked back to him, and a balk has been called, so runners at second and third eliminates any double play possibility, and now a big chance here for Ryan Koski.
Doesn't help the pitcher's morale either.
Pitch is across for a strike, 84 miles on that fastball. No balls, 1 strike on Koski.
Koski, the 7th batter of the inning.
5 in a row have reached for Fremont. After that ground ball out to the second baseman to begin the fray. Here's the pitch. Blew it by him on an 83-mile-an-hour fastball. Koski could not catch up to that one. No balls and 2 strikes, and we'll see if Claiborne can come out with a much-needed strikeout.
Claiborne a little upset about the call there on the box, so a little extra juice on that one.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. He goes back to the wind with that runner at third, and here's the pitch. Off speed, beauty.
Wow.
Koski watched it go by as after the fastballs, the curveball, the bottom dropped out of it and came right into the zone. 2 outs in the inning.
Nice job mixing up the pitches there. You go heater, and then just rolled that thing off the table. Koski just stood there with his deers in the headlight look and nothing he could do about it.
Jackson Meyer now trying to make this inning really hurt if he could find a way to get one to the outfield. 2 outs, still a big threat brewing with runners at second and third. And Fremont now with 3 runs in the inning to take a 6-1 lead. As Claiborne brings the pitch home. Off speed stays high, 1 ball and no strikes on Jackson Meyer, who had a large 2-out double his last time up last inning to put the finishing touches on that 2-run 6 that gave Fremont a 3-1 lead. They have now doubled their scoring output, this with 3 more. Claiborne taking his time, and Meyer steps out. Now he's back in there. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitching Claiborne. The 1-0 delivery. Curveball stays outside. It's now 2 balls and no strikes on Jackson Meyer.
When you look at Shane Scott, and he had such a good night, and then Claiborne comes in, and that's just the way baseball is, so Busters are really going to have to pick him up. There's time left in the bottom of the 7th. First, let's get out of this one.
2-0 the count. Here comes the pitch. Stays high. 3-0 now on Jackson Meyer, and Claiborne a pitch away from loading the bases once again, and he has now thrown 28 pitches in his relief outing here in the 7th. 3-0 delivery. Nowhere close on that one, and Fremont will bat around here in inning number 7.
So let's see if this is Luke Bay is walking up towards the dugout. Probably going to be it. I mean, walking up to the mound, and it is. Looks like they're going to the pitching change.
So pitching change coming as the Sodbusters trail it by a score of 6-1. Fremont on top. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
Summer means Sodbusters baseball and hot weather, so make sure you stay cool with Ruts. Ruts Heating and AC is your #1 source for residential and commercial HVAC services in Nebraska. For over 45 years, Ruts has been a name to trust for repairs, installation, and maintenance work on time. Call Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning today to discuss your HVAC needs, free estimates, and the guarantee their work. Whenever your heating or AC needs, trust Ruts. Visit rutsheating.com.
Zendar, Lord Plurgon has decreed that our mission to promote Nebraska Pick 5 has been accomplished, and we must return to our home planet immediately.
Negative. I have become enamored with the Nebraska geographic province. I cannot leave. The organisms are friendly, the geography is pleasing, and Nebraska Pick 5 is dear to my cardio valve chamber.
Understandable. Nebraska Pick 5 has a $50,000 starting jackpot, drawing 7 days a week, and can be found in only 1 location in the known universe. Besides, I have recently joined the PTA. But how can we resist the will of Lord Plurgon?
I suggest this strategy. We invite him to travel to Earth and take him to a Nebraska lottery retailer to purchase Pick 5 tickets and wiper fluid. He will surely want to stay.
Interesting. But we will have to give him our sleeping chamber and move into the plutonium storage room.
A small price to pay for Nebraska Pick 5.
Agreed.
Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 501,000.
You're listening to Sidebuster Baseball. New pitcher is right-hander Manny Herrera, making his third appearance in 5 1/3 innings. He has allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. He's walked 8, struck out 4, a 6.75 ERA. Comes in with the bases loaded, facing the number 7 hitter Drew Mize, with Fremont already 3 on the board to take a 6-1 lead. So Herrera needs to come in and throw strikes immediately. He's had struggles with the zone. First pitch swinging is Mize. It's to the shortstop, who will dish over to the second baseman covering. And the Sodbusters able to get out of this without further damage. Nice job there for Hastings as Cole Dawson dished to Tyler Monroe, but the damage is done. Fremont scores 3 runs, and they now lead it 6-1. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
Zendar, Lord Plurg.
You know Graham Tire for their quality tires and service, but did you know that they do brakes, batteries, and oil changes, and even shocks and struts? Graham Tire in Hastings has the quality products and great service you have come to expect from the Graham name. Rick and his crew will get you fixed up and right back on the road safely. And you can trust that the job was done right. That's peace of mind. Graham Tire in Hastings, West 2nd Street, open 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. A proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball. Hey you, your ad here. It's Josh Salmon of Salmon Says Media. Imagine turning on the radio or TV and hearing or seeing your business being advertised. Salmon Says Media offers voiceovers, full audio production, on-hold messaging for your phone, and more. Nearly 2 decades of experience. Salmon Says Media also offers radio imaging and podcast production. See us on Facebook. Salmon Says Media, the official media partner of the Hastings Sodbusters. Noble.
6-1 the score. The Fremont Moo on top of the Hastings Sodbusters. 6 runs, 8 hits now for the Moo. Hastings 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. Out for his second inning of work will be Grant Hubka. Hubka able to face just 4 hitters rather, as he walked 1 in his first inning of work. A couple of fielder's choice grounders and a strikeout. And now we'll see Matson, McClure, and McGuigan come to the plate. 7, 8, and 9 trying to find a way to come back. Fremont has busted this baby open with 2 runs in the 6th, 3 runs in the 7th. Now Trevor Matson. Matson hit by a pitch his first time up. He lined out to the second baseman. His last appearance in the 4th. Now in inning number 7. It's getting late. 9 outs with which to work as the pitch is taken for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. As Hubka in there for his second inning work. Good job, Manny Herrera throws 1 pitch and gets an out to end that rally for Fremont as they still had the bases loaded. Herrera did what he needed to do, threw a strike and got a fielder's choice grounder. 1 ball, 1 strike to count now on Matson, who watches it go by for strike 2, 1 and 2. As Grant Hubka trying to keep this squad from Hastings at bay. 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Hubka since coming in. Trevor Matson is gone, and Cameron McClure will come to the plate as he flew out to the shortstop his first time up and then walked back in inning number 5.
Well, the Moo were tied coming in, with Spearfish. They're not playing tonight, so they can move into sole possession of first place if they can pull off the win here. Busters would like to play the upset.
6-1 to score. Fremont on top. Some work to do for the Sodbusters as we're in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch right across there for strike 1. And how much more comfort is there for Hubka? He came into a 3-1 game, now has a 5-run advantage, and just throws strikes is, I'm sure, the message from the head coach for Fremont, Shea Bennett. 0-1 delivery, and it's taken just upstairs for ball 1. They did appeal down, and McClure did not offer it that one.
They do have a lefty just soft tossing over in the bullpen right now for the Moo.
Hubka getting his opportunity here today. Will be throwing his 20th pitch. This one's rifled to center field. McClure has the 4th hit of the day for the Hastings Sodbusters. This gets by the center fielder. And McClure around first. He's on his way to second. So McClure hustling down. I guess it's going to be a double. I'm not sure if...
I would give that a single and an extra base, but...
I'm not sure if Tyler Push got there or just misjudged it. I don't know if it actually got underneath his glove. I think he just took the wrong angle on it. At this point, they're not showing an error, so we'll call it a double until the stat man, Andy Chase, tells us differently. Justin McGuigan comes to the plate now for the Sodbusters. 1 on and 1 out, and this pitch is hit hard but foul on the right side. No balls and 1 strike on Justin McGuigan. A walk and a sacrifice. Solid day in the number 9 spot for the Hastings Sodbusters, one of the 3 catchers on the Sodbuster roster. McGuigan, 5'7", 175, probably the most slightly built of the 3 catchers on the Hastings roster. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And now takes time and steps away.
For McClure, that's his 3rd hit in 2 games against the Moo. He had 2 on Monday. He was the only one that had 2, and he was batting in the 9th place hole there. So he's really been finding some good at-bats and getting some good swings in there.
He's at second base now with the Sodbusters trailing it by 5, trying to get one of those runs back. McGuigan stands in the right-handed box. Hubka comes set, brings the pitch home. And this misses for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on McGuigan. McGuigan out of Concordia St. Paul University. Exercise science major. His home is actually Plainfield, Illinois. Played in 25 games this past spring for Concordia St. Paul. That team went 15 and 23. 1-1 delivery on the way. This pitch is in the dirt, back to the screen, and on to third base goes Cameron McClure. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike as the Sodbusters trying to come back. Meanwhile, Hubka's just trying to find the strike zone here. 2-1 the count. It's amazing to hear colleges and the number of games they played. Some of them played 20, some of them played 40. Those junior college teams playing 60. Such a wide range. And then some college teams didn't get a chance to play at all.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's a very interesting season all around for baseball.
But at least there was baseball for the most part, and it's great to see the Expedition League almost back to normal, with the exception of the Canadian team. 2-1 delivery is bounced to the right side. That should get the run home. Second baseman Sears fields cleanly, throws over to E.J. Taylor. It's a ground out for McGuigan, but he's had a solid day in the number 9 spot with a walk, a sacrifice, and now an RBI ground out. It's now 6-2 as Cameron McClure scores the 2nd run of the day of the Sodbusters. 2 outs, top of the order now coming up with Cole Dawson.
Well, hopefully keep things going here. That's 1 run closer, still down by 4 though. Long ways to go.
And just 7 outs with which to work. As the pitch comes in, that's right there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Cole Dawson. Lined out in the 1st, hit into a double play in the 3rd, and flew out to center in the 5th. Now in the bottom half of inning number 7, leadoff man up there, and bounces this one foul. No balls and 2 strikes on Cole Dawson.
He knew he swung at a ball on that one. As soon as he swung, he had a disgust look on his face. Went a little fishing for that.
Pretty solid year for Kansas City, Kansas Community College. 327 in 47 games. And KCK, pretty good year for them. They went 32 and 20. Down in that Jayhawk League in Region 6.
Yeah, they got 47 games in.
Bouncing ball, foul.
327 Dawson batted this year.
Remains 1 and 2 on Cole Dawson, leadoff hitter for the Hastings Sodbusters, coming in at 2 and 5. 6 runs, 8 hits for Fremont, 2 runs, 4 hits for the Hastings Sodbusters as the pitch is on the way. Bouncing ball back up the middle, and that is going to be cut off by the shortstop. Throw to first, not in time. Thought it got, once it got past the pitcher, there was really no way that they were going to be able to throw him out. Drew Mize made a nice play and throw, but it's an infield single for Cole Dawson, so the inning continues. Dawson has his first hit of the day, and Tyler Monroe will come to the plate as the Sodbusters now have 5 hits in the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Mize even got to that thing. I thought for sure that was going to be a slow roller in the center, but and had no chance nonetheless to get Dawson out at first.
So a double for McClure to begin the inning. Justin McGuigan brought him home with a ground out. Pitch fouled away. No balls, one strike on Tyler Monroe. He's 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of strikeouts and a flyout. All of those at-bats coming against Joe Richter, who would stand to be the winning pitcher if Fremont continues to lead this game. 6-2 the score. Sodbusters looking for another run here to inch their way closer. And a foul ball out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Fremont taking command here in the mid to late innings. 2 runs in the 6th, 3 runs in the 7th to break open a 1-1 game. Sodbusters get one back here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch is on the way. Line drive, foul. Tried to take it down the left field line. Good piece of hitting, but couldn't keep it fair. It remains 2 strikes on Tyler Monroe.
Yeah, it would have been a good, nice one. Would have been extra bases there probably. Left fielder's playing quite a ways over, more few towards center with the left-handed batter.
Monroe, one of the guys, played for Northeast Community College. Several of those guys on the roster here in Hastings. 0-2 pitch. Right there for strike 3. Couldn't get the bat off the shoulder on that one. Beautiful pitch from Hubka, and that ends the inning for the Hastings Sodbusters. They do come up with 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave a man. And after 7 complete, it's the Fremont Moo 6, the Hastings Sodbusters 2. Josh Salmon will be taking you home for the final couple of innings. I'm Steve Stein. You're listening to Sodbuster Baseball.
5 Points Bank has been your hometown bank for over 40 years, and now you can take us wherever you go. Mobile Deposit allows you to deposit checks from your smartphone or tablet with our free business banking app. And never pay for an ATM charge again with our MoneyPass app. It maps out ATMs near you that won't charge a fee because of its partnership with 5 Points Bank. We're here to serve you in person and online, and that's why we're the better bank.
Have you heard the latest in Sodbusters news? Hey, this is Josh Salmon, voice of Hastings Sodbusters Baseball, inviting you to check out the Sodcast, the official Sodbusters podcast. Each episode gets you up to date on team info, the latest news, player and coaches interviews, and more. Join Brian Frew and myself for the Sodcast all through the baseball season. The Sodcast is available for listening on Spotify for free. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball Insides Inside Duncan Field with me, Josh Salmon, and co-owner Brian Frew. The Sodcast. Listen today.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Nate Miller to my right, running the technical part of the television for you. Busters were able to scrape one together in the bottom of the 7th, but still trail 6-2 as Manny Herrera comes back out. Why wouldn't he? Only threw 1 pitch to get out of the inning, and that was the pitch they needed to get out of the inning, as the 9th batter was up for the inning at Alex Wise. And he almost had to make me screw up my scorecard. When you get more than 9 guys in an inning, that messes with my scorecard. So Dylan Sears is up to lead things off again. He led off that crazy 7th inning. Here he is leading off the 8th inning. Manny Herrera hoping he can fly right through the beer batter here today. Look at the pitching. 3rd pitcher is Manny Herrera. Shane Scott went 6 innings. First pitch misses for a ball. Seth Claiborne had 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. A walk, 2 hits batsman, a strikeout, 8 batters faced for him. Here's the 1-0 from Herrera. Chopper down first base line, playing it on a hop. JT Cafferty keeps it himself, 1 down. So, if the Moo, look at the 6 runs and the leadoff hitters being on. They haven't had a leadoff hitter on the entire game, which is an interesting fact for you, if you wanted to know. There you go. Herrera, 2/3 of an inning. Like I said, he came in the last inning. He pitched 1 pitch. This inning, 2 pitches. That one well inside to Chase Reynolds. Reynolds had that double to get the rally going last inning for the Moo. So it was ground out from Sears last inning. Then Reynolds with the double, then push, hit by pitch. Morphew, RBI single. E.J. Taylor hit by pitch. Brock Reller with a single. 3 runs later, that's a grounder to second. Monroe scoops it on the slow roller. Double clutches over to first. And there's 2 down. So good job so far here for Manny Herrera. Busters could really use a 1-2-3 inning here against the Moo. Shane Scott had one earlier. He actually had 2 of them in the 4th and 5th. And back to the top of the order, Tyler Push. Always a tough out for Fremont. Push, at the moment, batting .353. 1 for 3 in the game. 2 strikeouts, a run scored. Back in the third. Here's Herrera's pitch. Swung on and missed. 85 on that one. Tailing fastball, strike 1. There's some action going on in the Busters bullpen. A righty. Lefty warming up in the Moose bullpen. He was kind of soft tossing last inning. We'll see if we see him in there. Quite the cushion, though. But remember, these guys do have an innings limit, so they might take out Hubka and save him for a rainy day. Swung on and missed. 79 on that one. Took a little extra off of, took some off of it. Fremont travels to North Dakota. Take on the Badland Big Sticks for the next 3 nights. Should be an offensive explosion in those, but the pitching for Moo have been very good this year. I'm not sure about Badlands pitching, how they've been this year. They always have a good team, though. Those 2 teams went up in the championship last year. I was at that game. Fremont won that one pretty easily, actually, to be honest with you. Here's the 0-2 from Herrera, trying to get out the inning in a 1-2-3. He does! He strikes him out. Gets out of it. Nice heater there from Manny Herrera. Makes light work of the Moo here in the top of the 8th. Buster's got some work to do. Down to the last 6 outs, trailed by 4. This is Sod Buster Baseball. And we'll hear from the Adams County Visitors Bureau.
Districts, beautiful parks, and strolling through downtown shops. No, it isn't a fairy tale. It's Hastings, Nebraska. The Adams County Visitors Bureau invites you to experience Hastings. From bird watching to the Aqua Court Water Park to taking in a Sodbusters baseball game at historic Duncan Field. It all starts with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. What would a visit be without great eats? Hastings has plenty for all cravings. Start exploring at visithastingsnebraska.com. Experience Hastings with the Adams County Visitors Bureau. Nebraska Land Distributing is a proud sponsor of the Hastings Sodbusters. When you come to the ballpark, get a refreshing Coors Light, courtesy of Nebraska Land Distributing. Nebraska Land Distributing also features Leinenkugels, the ultimate summer drink, cold and refreshing, and sold at Duncan Field. Another Nebraska Land Distributing option when you come to the ballpark is light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Nebraska Land Distributing, proud sponsor of the Beer Batter at all Hastings Sodbuster home games.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Nate Miller, as we're Busters come up here in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2-3 there for the Moo in the top of the 8th. Nice pitching, nice shooting by Manny Herrera. Firing from York College there. The righty came in and did a good job to get out of the 7th inning. And with 1 pitch, get out of the 8th with a few more pitches, but whatever it takes to get out of it and go 1-2-3 through the Moo. There is a new pitcher in for Fremont, a left-hander out there, number 19. And thank you, Nate. Is Luke Ballard. Omaha goes to South Dakota State University. It's the other SDSU. Every time I hear SDSU, I think San Diego State, which is, I grew up in San Diego, but it's South Dakota State. Around here, SDSU is South Dakota State. Kills me when I have my Padre hat on. People go, oh, South Dakota? I'm like, no, they don't have a professional baseball team. It's San Diego. So we'll get Luke Ballard here to lefty. See if this makes any difference to the Busters batting. As Ballard, this is only his 2nd appearance. He's got 1 inning pitched, a walk, 2 strikeouts, no ERA for Ballard. And he will see Trey Kozel, JT Cafferty, and Carson Cahoy, 3-for-5 hitters here to get something going, hopefully for the Busters. Kozel, 2 hits tonight and a strikeout, 2 singles, lefty versus lefty here. Thanks for tuning in. Mixler Radio, YouTube television stream of Sodbuster Baseball. Hastings Sodbuster Baseball, copyright 2021, Hastings Sodbusters. Here's the pitch from Luke Ballard, and it's ball 1. 3rd pitcher of the night for the Moo. There was nothing wrong with Hubka, but they're probably just going to save his innings. The 1-0 coming up here from Ballard. That one, little looper to left field. It's going to fall. Nice way for Kozel to start off the inning. Another hit for Trey Kozel. He's on fire tonight. 3-for-4 is Kozel. 3 singles for that guy. Batting average, that'll jump you up pretty good right there. All you got to do is just tap it in to left field, and he has. Batting 200 now on the night. He really needed a good night at the plate, and he's had a terrific night. JT Cafferty comes up looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Be perfect time for him to get something going. Outfield playing shallow as they have all night, except for left fielder Morphew back a little farther. Now he gets through the wicket, so the catcher, the pass ball there. That's 2 tonight on Jackson Meyer. Busters have had trouble with the move this season, and they were cruising until that 7th inning, and things just came unraveled for Hastings pitching, allowing 3 runs, a couple hits, batsmen on 3 hits. Now they trail. They got 1 back in the bottom of the inning, still down by 4, but no outs here. In the 8th, bottom of the 8th, 6-2, Busters trail. Here's the pitch. Ooh, something like that, you maybe let it hit you. He moved out of the way, and you're trying to get base runners any way you can, and you don't like guys to get hit, but that might have been in the ribs, so probably a good idea. It was a little part off the meat, hamstring, something like that, the thigh. You'd probably take it for the team. 2-2 coming up here from Ballard. Has had some control issues since coming in the game. And again, that one inside. Nice stop by his catcher this time. All over that thing was Meyer. And Ballard's had a lot of issues with control out there. We'll take it. 3-2 here. Good at bat for JT. Colsey will let off the inning with a single. And there's been 3 times tonight that the Busters have had the leadoff hitter on. Colsey has been 2 of them. 3-0 coming up here from Luke Ballard. Lefty kicks and delivers against the righty JT Cafferty, taken all the way. And it's 3-1 is the count. Scoreboard had it wrong. I need to look at my scoreboard here on the computer. Wee City Whiskey Jacks in town for the next 3 nights. First time we've ever seen the team from Canada. Actually playing in North Dakota this year. But they'll be here. And they've never seen us play in person. We've never seen them in person. It'll be fun. 3-1 and it's upstairs. Somebody besides Fremont, right? No offense to Fremont, but I'm sure they feel the same way about us. Get some new blood and some new players out there. So a walk here to JT Cafferty, and the first 2 runners are on for the Busters. Something brewing perhaps here in the 8th. Carson Cahoy is overdue. He's 0 for 3. Fielder's choice, pop-out, strikeout. He is at the dish. Cahoy batting .273, came in over 300 at the beginning of the game, and that one, it's a ball. Yeah, Cahoy was right at 300 when game started. So Meyer going to talk it over with Ballard. Have a lot of control issues. He's like, hey, you're wearing me out back there behind the dish, man. Gives him a fist bump. I don't see too many catchers wearing glasses. Meyer's wearing glasses out there. There's a mound visit. Umpire's letting everybody know. Busters down by 4 at 6-2. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Moo. And 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Hastings. Colsey stands on second via the single. Cafferty via the walk on first. Here's the pitch. Ballard that one well inside, and Cahoy takes it inside. 2 balls and no strikes. This is the point where Coach Wagner's saying, guys, be patient. Make him throw to you, because this guy's having some control issues right now. This is a chance for you to get back in the game with a guy like this. There is action in the bullpen, though, for the move with a right-hander. That one way upstairs, and he goes to 3-0. So we'll take bases loaded for Jack Hammond. Sure we will. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 runners on. Busters down by 4, bottom 8. Duncan Field. Josh Salmon with you. Here's the pitch from Luke Ballard. Way outside. Holy moly. And Meyer couldn't hold on to that one. Cahoy gets a good laugh out of it. And 2 walks in a row given up by Ballard. So he's come in and done nothing for the Moo. And manager Shea Bennett comes out, who we've determined has the slowest walk to the mound probably in the league. I'd like to get a clock on that. It gives his bullpen a chance to warm up. I don't think his righty is ready yet, because he just got up a little while ago from what I was watching. Take a look at some of the other scores in the Expedition League. It's going on all over the league, the Lewis and the Clark divisions. Source Valley up 2-0 at Casper. Right now, that one in the 5th, bottom of the 5th. Badland Big Sticks 1-1, tied with Nebraska, Western Nebraska in Gehring right now, bottom of the 5th. Top of the 8th, Sioux Falls Sunfish and Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. They've been tied at 1 apiece for a while. And Canyon County Spuds and Mining City Tommyknockers, the two expansion teams, are tied at 1 apiece in the 3rd. Our score 6-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Busters with the bases loaded. No more place for Busters except for home plate. That's a good scenario. Jack Hammond comes up. He's 1 of 3. Strikeout, single back in the 4th. Fielder's choice in the 6th. No outs. Infield playing back. Outfield playing very shallow. If he could just dump one out in right center field, left center field, something like that. Extra base hit would be terrific, but we'll take any single at this point just to get a run in. We'll nickel and dime Ballard here. So he's just kind of going through the motions until the next pitcher gets warmed up. First pitch is a strike. I think that's the first pitch strike he's thrown since coming in the game. Third pitch of the game for Fremont. No balls, 1 strike. Gets the sign. Stepping out, calling timeout is Hammond. Colesville at 3rd, Cafferty at 2nd, Cahoy at 1st. Hammond, Trevor Matson to up next. He's a good RBI guy, so if Hammond can't get it done, Matson perhaps could, but let's hope Hammond can get something going here. The 0-1 from Ballard, well inside, and again a good stop there, back there by Meyer. He's earning his keep tonight with this guy. Sliding to his left on the turf. 1 ball, 1 strike. Those who don't know, the entire infield is turf. There is no dirt. Even the pitcher's mound is turf. Outfield, natural grass here at Duncan Field. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch low. 2-1. They do that because there are so many baseball teams that play here. There's 2 Legion teams. There's a high school team that plays here. Hastings College plays here. Sodbusters play here. It's a lot of use over the season, and never have to make another chalk line, do you? Nope. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ballard. Bases loaded here for the Busters. No outs, down by 4. That one hits a short. This could be 2. Over to 2nd for 1. Back to 1st. They don't get him. It is the fielder's choice again, but the RBI for Jack Hammond. So you trading out for a run? Sure. 2 RBIs tonight for Jack Hammond. 2 of the 3. Scoring the run there is Colesville. And that brings up Trevor Matson. The outfield for walk-up music for him. That's interesting. I like that song. I like that group. Trevor Matson with runners on the corners. He stands there all the way, doesn't flinch, and he goes way inside. 1-0. 1 down here. 6-3 now the score. Busters 1 hit. 1 run, 2 walks this inning against Luke Ballard. Lefty kicks and delivers. That one outside and high. And the Ballard still hasn't got his GPS set up right as he's all over the place trying to find home plate. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Busters, 1 on the board. Chance for more here with Matson at the dish. Runners on the corners. And that one high and outside. So Matson being very selective, and why not? You got a guy that's throwing nothing out there. Wait for him to pitch to you. 3-0, even though scoreboard says 2-0. And that one, ball 4. 3 out of the 5 batters Ballard has faced, he has walked. And you got to wonder how short his leash is, and this is going to be it as Shea Bennett makes the very, very slow trek to the mound. Scott Galusha's like, no, leave him in. We want to keep him in. He's yelling from the crowd, but that's going to be it. Ballard is gone. Bases loaded once again for the Busters. We'll bring in the next victim, hopefully, here. Find out who it is in just a moment. This is Sodbuster Baseball. And we'll take a word here from Provident Promotions. Sam's Club, I'm sorry.
I'm a working mom. I don't have a lot of time for grocery shopping. That's why Sam's Club is so convenient. I can get the food my family loves, household supplies, and be on my way. My husband likes that they offer oil changes and tire services. Really saves him time. They have early hours for Plus Club members so I can beat the crowd on the weekend. Plus, Sam's Club offers free curbside pickup. Order online or in the app. Sam's Club, Grand Island.
Sam's Club, a proud partner of Sodbuster Baseball. For the best in promotional videos, custom designs, photography, websites, and more, it's Provident Promotions. You've got the business. Now make it stand out with Provident Promotions. Provident Promotions can help you design your logo, website, custom make your promotional video, and shoot just the right photo for your company or business needs to be seen everywhere. And they even offer email marketing services and social media management. Let them help you from start to finish. 111 North Burlington Avenue, Suite 110 in Hastings, a proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball.
Well, pitching change for the Moo as manager Shea Bennett had seen enough of Luke Ballard, and we were just getting to like him here in Hastings. Give it up. A hit, 3 walks, a run, bases loaded again, and Marco Ozuna, the right-hander, comes out of the bullpen for the Moo. Making his 3rd appearance of the season. He's pitched 1.1 innings, given up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no ERA. I'm pretty sure this guy was on the team last year. I remember he threw pretty hard. So they're doing Marco Polo with Marco Ozuna at the hill. You got to love Jason Frew. This guy's the best. Gets our crowd going here. Bases loaded. Cafferty stands on 3rd. Cahoy on 2nd. Trevor Matson drew a 4-ball walk a moment ago. He stands on 1st. All 3 of those guys still on the record of Luke Ballard, who came in and did absolutely nothing for the Moo, and we liked it. This is your chance here. Busters have been looking for that clutch hit all season long. Chance to do it right here with Cameron McClure, who's been hitting really well, having some good at-bats. Doubled his last time up back in the 7th. The pitch from Ozuna, and he's bringing straight cheese as that's 91. Fastest pitch of the night. I want to thank Nate Miller for timing Shea Bennett walking from the dugout to the bullpen, to the mound. It took 12 seconds. Ozuna shakes off a couple signs, gets the one he likes, delivers again, straight 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Coming in, throwing the heat. Next time Bennett makes a walk to the bullpen from the dugout, I want to get the Heinz ketchup bottle going and see which one goes faster. Burgers sound good right now, don't they? They have good burgers here at the concession stand. You guys coming out for the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks? Get your adult beverages, kid beverages. Bring the kids out. Good kids walking around here tonight. Lots of games on the field. Stuff always happening. And that went upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out for Cameron McClure. He's really been playing well for the Busters here lately. Having some good at-bats. We saw him 2 for 4 Monday night. Chance to do the same thing here. Ooh, didn't look so good on that swing. Swings and misses. He's taken off the first, but there's nowhere to go when bases are loaded. You don't need to run if the catcher drops the ball. And a strikeout there on a bad pitch. Went fishing for it. It is a nice day to go fishing, but not when you're at the dish. First strikeout for Ozuna. So I'll get you the numbers here on Ballard officially. And cover your ears if you're a Fremont fan. He threw a 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks. Brings up McGuigan. Still bases loaded. You don't want to leave 3 on base here, this situation, but Ozuna's throwing cheese out there. It's hard to catch up with. Different pace than Ballard. Ballard didn't throw that hard. He reached 83, but this guy's bringing 91. Here's the 1-0. 90 on that one. He's reached 92 tonight. 2-0 here from McGuigan. If McGuigan should be able to get on, Cole Dawson at top of the order. Busters with 1 run in on 3 walks this inning. Cafferty on 1st, Cahoy on 2nd, Matson on 3rd. All 3 via the walk. That one up the middle. It's going to be played by the second baseman. He tags the bag and gets out of the inning. Doggone it. Busters leave 3 on base. 1 hit, 1 run, and they still trail by 3 as Ozuna gets the job done. Coming back, top of the 9th. They need another 1-2-3. Manny Herrera on his way back out, runs out of the dugout to take the mound. We'll be right back. Stick around. Bottom of the 9th coming up Fremont leading 6-3 here from Duncan Field. And now a word from Rutz.
Means Sodbusters baseball and hot weather, so make sure you stay cool with Rutz. Rutz Heating and AC is your #1 source for residential and commercial HVAC services in Nebraska. For over 45 years, Rutz has been a name to trust for repairs, installation, and maintenance work on time. Call Rutz Heating and Air Conditioning today to discuss your HVAC needs, free estimates, and the guarantee their work. Whenever your heating or AC needs, trust Rutz. Visit rutzheating.com.
Zendar, Lord Florgon has decreed that our mission to promote Nebraska Pick 5 has been accomplished, and we must return to our home planet immediately.
Negative. I have become enamored with the Nebraska geographic province. I cannot leave. The organisms are friendly, the geography is pleasing, and Nebraska Pick 5 is dear to my cardio valve chamber.
Understandable. Nebraska Pick 5 has a $50,000 starting jackpot, drawing 7 days a week, and can be found in only one location in the known universe. Besides, I have recently joined the PTA. But how can we resist the will of Lord Plurgon?
I suggest this strategy. We invite him to travel to Earth and take him to a Nebraska lottery retailer to purchase Pick 5 tickets and wiper fluid. He will surely want to stay.
Interesting. But we will have to give him our sleeping chamber and move into the plutonium storage room.
A small price to pay for Nebraska Pick 5.
Agreed.
Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 501,000.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Nate Miller as Busters had a chance and left 3 on the base again, just couldn't get that clutch hit as Ozuna Jr. came in and was throwing heat. So Herrera back out there in the 9th. He's been pitching really well for the Busters, and they need it. Could use another 1-2-3 inning. Down to their last 3 outs in the bottom of the inning. First, let's get through some moo here. Darian Morphew, E.J. Taylor, Brock Reller up 2-3-4 for the moo. 87 mile an hour there from Herrera. Strike 1. There's action in the bullpen for the Busters just in case. Pitch on the way. That one upstairs. Ball 1, 1-1. Looks like perhaps Jacob Shaw is over there in the bullpen warming up. I think it is. Looking at Morphew, he's got 2 hits tonight. 2 for 4, fly out and struck out his other 2 at-bats. That one 86. Goes a 2 and 1 here. Morphew, they have him just listed as a utility guy on the roster. He doesn't really have positions, but they've been playing in the outfield pretty much most of the season. Here's the 2-1. Taking all the way at 78. Takes them off of that one, and it doesn't find the strike zone. So now 3-1. After being ahead in the count 0-1. Morphew battling back. 3-1. Herrera, pitch on the way. And ball 4, first walk he's given up. So he came in the 7th, threw 1 pitch, got out of it. Had a 1-2-3 inning last inning. Starts off this inning with a walk, and that's not the way you want to start the 9th when you're down by 3. Brings up E.J. Taylor. Didn't realize he was a switch hitter, but he is. No, he's just right-handed. I thought he was bad left-handed last time he was up. I swear he was a left-handed batter. So the first baseman comes up there. Taylor to right field. McClure on his horse goes foul. And E.J. Taylor from Midwest City, Oklahoma, goes to South Nazarene University. 6'4", 220. Big, tall guy. 0-1. Runner standing on first is Morphew. 6-3 our score. Top 9, Fremont's leading. Only loss Fremont has this year is game number 1 of the season, loss to the Busters. 87 on that one. Do have action in the Buster bullpen. Third pitcher of the night here for the Sodbusters as Shane Scott pitched a good one to start the game, and then Seth Claiborne in and had a hard time on the bullpen, giving up the 3 runs on 3 hits, couple hits, batsman, and that kind of thing in the 6th inning. Excuse me, 7th inning, and Herrera came in after that, finished out that inning, got through the 8th. They throw the first twice in a row, really keeping an eye there on Morphew, saying, hey, I see you out there. Darian Morphew dancing around over at first. That's what you want to do when you get on the base. He has 2 stolen bases on the season so far. Moo do like to run. We've seen that from them this series, or this season. 0-2 coming up here from Herrera to E.J. Taylor. He's keeping a lot of attention there to Morphew. I say just concentrate on the hitter right now. You're ahead 0-2. You need to get outs. Again, he looks over there. Morphew, pretty good lead at first. Does go. Upstairs, McGuigan's throw is high, and they're not going to be able to get him. So that's why he was keeping an eye on him. Morphew was getting his timing. Herrera threw the ball. It was too high. McGuigan was a decent throw, but nothing could do with that high a pitch. Morphew had a pretty good jump. Stolen base there for Darian Morphew. Stolen base of the night here for the Moo. Now runner scoring position. It's 1-2 here to Taylor. Top 9, 6-3 Fremont. They scored 1 in the first, 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. Busters have scored 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 7th. Plenty of chances last inning, but they pulled out Ballard just when we were starting to like him, and Ozuna came in and got fouled off third base side. Threw a lot of heaters. We had a hard time catching up with him, leaving 3 on base. Busters have left 7 on base. Excuse me, no, they've left, they've left 8 on base, and Moo have left 7. Taylor, 1-2 again to him. Wheat City Whiskey Jacks in town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're the Canadian team, but playing in North Dakota this year because travel restrictions. 2 teams have never faced each other ever exhibition league play, so it'll be a fun series. And it's somebody besides Fremont. Get some new blood in here. Some new faces to see. Love to see you out here at the ballpark, speaking of faces. I usually get here plenty early before the game, so look up to the press box here and give me a wave, and I'll wave back to you. 1-2 coming up here, runner on first. Herrera taking his time out there. Chopper, high chopper to third. Madsen looks the runner back. Double clutches over to first. Gets Taylor, who does not run well. Nice play there by Madsen to look the runner back. 1 down. So Brock Reller comes up. Taylor goes 0 for 3 on the night. Brock Reller, however, 2 for 4. This guy's been a tough out in the 4-hole. The runner in scoring position. This is an important at-bat for Manny Herrera. No action in the bullpen right now. Herrera's calling for his catcher to come out. McGuigan, there's a little confusion on the signs. He says, hey, I don't know what you want me to throw here. Take a look at the scoreboard, Expedition League scoreboard all over the league, and see what games are going on. Source Valley leading 2-1 at Casper. In the bottom of the 5th, you've got Badland Big Sticks, Western Nebraska, still tied at 1 in the 7th. Sioux Falls took a lead in the top of the 9th at Wheat City, 3-1. Canning County Spuds up 3-1 in the 4th on Mining City Tommyknockers. Those last 2 teams are expansion teams this year, as are the Sunfish. Reller, first pitch to him, misses for ball 76 on the hands of Manny Herrera. A little past 9 o'clock at Duncan Field. We started at 83 degrees. It's going to get 90 this weekend. It's going to be hot, hot days to be outside, running through the sprinklers, lemonade stands, those kind of things. Just, sit in the back of a pickup and you go through the car wash. Come on, like you've never done it. 1 ball, 1 strike. I've never done it. I did have some ice cream last night. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. 6-3 Moo. Top 9. Runner on second. Manny Herrera Looks at Morphew, who's been dancing around all night. Swung on and missed on the off-speed. 69 on that one. Good off-speed change-up there. Brock Reller, I guess it's a foul ball, but still, it barely got a swing around on that thing for Brock Reller. Reller, a move from last year, was one of the returning guys. Reller in right field tonight. Grand Forks is his hometown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Herrera. We've had a very fast-paced game until we got Crawford in there. Claiborne, and now Herrera. Slow pace as well. That one hits pretty well to center field. The left center field. Chasing it down is Carson Cahoy, but runner tagging and heading to third. So puts a sacrifice fly there for Reller. And he got the job done. He got the runner over to third. That's what you need to do in that situation for the Moo. So it brings up the DH, Ryan Koski. Koski 1 of 4, singled back in the first inning. Koski batting .273 on the season. Has struck out in this game as well. Herrera, righty versus righty, trying to get out of the inning here. Herrera, as they've sat down whoever was in the bullpen earlier. So Coach Wagner, Coach Bay. So hey, let's go with Manny. Let him try to get through the inning, and we'll see if we can get the bats going in the bottom of the ninth. Down by 3, 6-3 Fremont. It's 2-0 here to Koski. We saw this from Herrera before. In the second game of the year, had a hard time finishing it out. Certainly it was the first game of the year with the wild ending. He had 2 outs in the ninth and then couldn't quite finish it off. Morphew danced around at third. He's not going anywhere. Swing and miss on that one. A very fast slider. Jackson Meyer due up next. So inning started with Morphew with a walk. He's still over on third base. E.J. Taylor grounded out to third. Sac fly by Brock Reller a moment ago. That one in the dirt. McGuigan drops it, looks at it. He doesn't know where it is. Here we go. Buster fans make some noise. 3-1 coming up here from Herrera. And ball 4. Not the outcome you wanted on that at bat. So Herrera's got runners on the corners, and I bet you dime the donuts that Reller will take off in the first 2 pitches. That's my guess. Jackson Meyer, the catcher, comes up. Left-handed batter versus right-hander Herrera. Herrera has not given up any hits since coming in the game in the 7th. 1 pitch got him out of that one. Did a 1-2-3 in the 8th, but Moo threatening here with runners on the corners in the 9th. Just 1 out away. Reller doesn't go from first. The pitch misses for a ball. Josh Salmon with you. Steve Stein's been in here tonight as well. Nate Miller running the switches to my right. Thanks for watching on the YouTube and listening on Mixler. Back tomorrow. Next 3 nights we'll be here. Same exact spot. Maybe I'll be standing a little to the right, but you know what I mean. 6:35 each game. That one, a delayed steal there by Reller, and no throw wisely. McGuigan, you want to take a chance to throw it away. Just let him steal. Second stolen base of the inning and of the game for the Moo. A lot of catchers would try to get that third out, but then they force it and the run scores. And good smart baseball there by McGuigan. Just let him go to second, third. Now Herrera can just concentrate on the batter. He's down 2-0 here. 2 outs, top 9. Move up 6-3, threatening. That one down the right field line, and that is slicing. It is a fair ball. No, they're calling foul. And that was very close. It looked fair from up here. But the home plate umpire called it. First base coach tried to make it a fair call as 2, and collective exhale here at Duncan Field. That was a close one. That would have easily scored 2. So instead, it's 2 balls and a strike to Jackson Meyer. Morphew on third, Koski on second, both via the walk from Herrera. Kicks and delivers, swung on and missed. Throw it into third, and they get him. Oh, they got him. Wow, what a play by McGuigan. Morphew was dancing around at third trying to show off the entire inning, and McGuigan threw it behind the left-handed batter down to third base. What a way to get out of the inning. You got to walk back to the dugout with Morphew shaking your head, saying, man, he was watching me. That's McGuigan. What a heck of a throw, and that's a play you need to get out of the inning. So bottom of the ninth coming up. Buster's got some work to do. Down by 3. Heck of a play to end that one. And we'll hear from Graham Tire right now.
You know Graham Tire for their quality tires and service, but did you know that they do brakes, batteries, and oil changes, and even shocks and struts? Graham Tire in Hastings has the quality products and great service you have come to expect from the Graham name. Rick and his crew will get you fixed up and right back on the road safely. And you can trust that the job was done right. That's peace of mind. Graham Tire in Hastings, West 2nd Street, open 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. A proud sponsor of Sodbuster Baseball. Hey you, your ad here. It's Josh Salmon of Salmon Says Media. Imagine turning on the radio or TV and hearing or seeing your business being advertised. Salmon Says Media offers voiceovers, full audio production, on-hold messaging for your phone, and more. Nearly 2 decades of experience. Salmon Says Media also offers radio imaging and podcast production. See us on Facebook. Salmon Says Media, the official media partner of the Hastings Sodbusters.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. Josh Salmon with you. What a play there by McGuigan to Justin McGuigan, throwing down the third to get Morphew, who's leading like halfway off down the line every pitch, and picked up his pitcher there, Herrera, and says, hey, I got you. I'll get this guy out of third and get you out of the inning, and that's what they needed. So Herrera gave up the 2 walks, but still no runs for him. And Marco Ozuna Jr. back out there. He finished off the 8th inning out there for the bottom of the 9th. He will see the top of the order for the Busters. Dawson, Monroe, and Koziel. I'm putting on my rally cap here. I haven't done this all year. Last year I did this a couple times and it worked. So we'll see. Hey, we did it in Little League, okay? And in Legion Baseball. Might as well try it. Cole Dawson comes up. 1 for 4. He's lined out, grounding a double play. Flew out to center, singled back in the 7th. Really need a runner on base here. Look for the fastball from Ozuna, and that's what he goes with. Nice bunt down the line. They're going to have to hurry to get him, and they're not going to be able to get him. That's a perfectly played bunt. Nice job by Cole Dawson. Good thinking right there. That's a great job. The third baseman was playing in. By the time Reynolds got to it, Dawson was down the line. He moves well. He stole 15 bases this year. It was placed about halfway up the third base line. Reynolds could only barehand it. He made a nice play, but Dawson was too quick. So a bunt single. I love the small ball right there by Chandler Wagner. You got to do everything you can to get anything going. Here's Tyler Monroe. He's due. 0 for 4 tonight. 3 strikeouts. Down to first, and Dawson back. You'd hate to see that after that beautiful bunt by getting him picked off at first. Shortens up his throw a little bit. Meyer taking a page out of the playbook of McGuigan, going down the other baseline. Pitch, meanwhile, was a strike. Monroe is due. 3 strikeouts for him and a flyout. Dawson about the same spot leading off. Inside, 1-1. I said this before, but used to have a coach that told me, and base stealing was my thing. If you're not diving back when they throw over, you're not leading off far enough. That's what he believed, and I believe that too. Although you need runners in this situation, so maybe a couple steps in. Here's the 1-1 over the outside corner. Gets the call. Not too sure about that up here, but 1-2 to Tyler Monroe. Trey Kozel due up next. You want to get as many runners on for him as you can tonight because he has 3 hits. Here's the pitch coming up from Ozuna Jr. Oh, to second base. This could be 2. Over to second, back to first, and they get him. Nice play there by Sears. It goes Sears twice to Taylor, and that's exactly what you did not want to do. That's the worst case scenario. And it happened. Ground into the double play. 0 for 5 for Monroe. So now Sodbusters are down to the last out. Momentum completely deflated out of this inning. Still got my rally cap on. 3 singles by Kozel tonight and a strikeout. Could use another one of his singles. Base runners apply here. Needed. Help wanted on the base path. Strike 1. Last check, Wheat City was losing tonight. They come into town tomorrow. They're at home in Norfolk, or in North Dakota, excuse me. Yeah, they're down the bottom of the 9th right now. They're losing 3-1. Moo on a 6-game winning streak. They haven't lost since opening day. Take something off of that one. 84 mile an hour. And the bottom just dropped out of that pitch. It's 1-2 here to Ozuna, who's shaking his head at his catcher. Yeah, you called that one, he says. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom 9. Busters down 6-3. Marco Ozuna trying to finish it out for Fremont. High leg kick pitch in the way. Swing and miss and got him. 93. That is just straight cheese that young man is throwing. I remember him from last year. He did that last year as well. And Moo Winnett's 7th straight win in a row for Fremont. We're supposed to be joined by Coach Chandler Wagner here in a little bit. We'll recap some numbers. And the final is 6-3 is your final. We'll take a break and come back. This is Sod Buster Baseball. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Bank has been your hometown bank for over 40 years, and now you can take us wherever you go. Mobile Deposit allows you to deposit checks from your smartphone or tablet with our free business banking app. And never pay for an ATM charge again with our MoneyPass app. It maps out ATMs near you that won't charge a fee because of its partnership with 5 Points Bank. We're here to serve you in person and online, and that's why we're the better bank.
Have you heard the latest in Sodbusters news? Hey, this is Josh Salmon, voice of Hastings Sodbusters Baseball, inviting you to check out the Sodcast, the official Sodbusters podcast. Each episode gets you up to date on team info, the latest news, player and coaches interviews, and more. Join Brian Frew and myself for the Sodcast all through the baseball season. The Sodcast is available for listening on Spotify for free. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball Inside Duncan Field with me, Josh Salmon, and co-owner Brian Frew. The Sodcast. Listen today.
Welcome back to the Sodbuster postgame show. They lose 6-3 as the managers and coaches are shaking hands on the field out there. Fremont 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Hastings has 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Winning pitcher will be Richter. Losing pitcher tonight is Claiborne. Busters had a chance in the 8th. Left the bases loaded. Had a guy on this time and got into a double play and just couldn't get anything going against Ozuna, who was just too tough. Good news for the Busters is 7 hits, though. You know, he had 3 of those in the 7th inning and some hits batsmen. The Moo has just been tough. And, Steve, we're going to be happy to see the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks come into town tomorrow.
Just somebody else. And, you know, Fremont's really good. And it's just nice to play some different teams. You got 12 teams in the in this league. And now you've played 8 games and still only played 2 teams.
Yeah.
So again, it's going to be nice to just see somebody else. And even if you were winning 6 out of 8, it would be nice to see somebody else. And so that's the neat thing about this league, chance to play some different teams from different areas. And the Sodbusters are going to get a chance to do that. It's just really Moo heavy here for the first couple of weeks. And unfortunately, it hasn't gone very well. And a lot of that due to Fremont pitching. I mean, you've seen their number 1s and number 2s twice already. You've seen their closer. Scott Galush was telling me this is the 5th time you've seen their closer already in the first 2 weeks of baseball, and he's good. You know, he pitches 90 miles an hour, and him following their second to last reliever who
Ballard,
hit 70. So it was that's a big step up, and so it's a little bit of adjustment. So that was a tough night, and. You just look at the 2 unearned runs that kind of got it going. 1-1 tie. You give up the 2 unearned runs to make it 3-1, and then the 3 insurance runs in that seventh inning that kind of busted it open. And Sodbusters had their chances, but still looking for the big hit. I mean, it's a team that's hitting just over 200 as a team right now, and hopefully Wheat City, maybe some new blood, get a chance to get the bats going this weekend.
You know, I love the bunt to start off the ninth by Cole Dawson. First pitch he sees,
You
beautifully placed right down third base. Reynolds didn't have a chance to get him. He barehanded it, still couldn't get him. That was great. And then the last scenario you could possibly want in that situation for Tyler Monroe, who was 0 for 4, was to ground in a double play, and that's exactly what happened. And took the wind out of the sails. Trey Koziel, who was 3 of 5 tonight, struck out against Ozuna, who everybody would strike out against because he throws so hard, and that ended it. But boy, they started off that inning with that was a great idea with the bunt. Nobody even saw that coming, but just didn't quite work out there for the Busters. But I give Trey Koziel my player of the game on the losing team because of the 3 hits and the RBIs and the run scored. And you look over here at Fremont, and they had a couple guys with a couple hits. You had Morphew had 2, you had Reller had 2, and a sacrifice fly, and the rest of the guys have only had 1. But boy, their pitching did pretty well. Richter gave up 3 hits, but only the 1 run. Hupka came in. Ballard used 4 pitchers, which is a good thing. You wore down some, Badlands is saying, hey, thanks a lot. Used a lot of innings for them as they take on them next. And Busters, it took them 3 pitchers, but I feel bad for Shane Scott because he pitched a really good game and had nothing to show for it on that one.
He ends up taking the tough luck loss. He was the guy who was behind when he left the game, and the Sodbusters could never catch him. And so you talk about a tough luck loser. Very easily could have been a 1-1 game when he left the contest, but it's not the way it goes, and consequently the Sodbusters end up falling again here today.
Chandler Wagner making his way on up here, and we'll see if we can get the coach talk to him a little bit. We'll just kind of share a headset here. Maybe you and him, Steve, can share the headset, and we can talk a couple questions here for the manager. I know he's happy to have Luke Bay, his assistant coach here, kind of lighten the load a little bit, and Luke was really working with the pitchers tonight, and that's going to take a little bit. I mean, it's his first day. But anyways, Chandler making his way on in right now, and we'll talk.
I'll just leave it to you and Chandler.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Coach, go ahead and put on the headset there, and kind of a sad one tonight, disappointing loss. Obviously, Shane Scott went out there, pitched a great game, and not much to show for it. Claiborne came in and just kind of had a tough time. The move are tough.
Yeah, it was tough because I felt our at-bats were better. Obviously, they scored their couple runs in the first few innings where we had an error and then a bloop hit to right field. Different game without those 2 runs scoring, and we got a 1-run game in the ninth. Maybe something different happens, but I think our at-bats are continuing to get better, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, 7 hits. You had the great bunt there in the ninth we were just talking about from Cole Dawson. Was that your idea? Was that something Cole came up with?
No, that was all Cole. That was awesome. Third baseman was playing back, and he took advantage of it, so I was pretty proud of that.
Koziel tonight, 3 hits for him. I mean, he's doing what he can to get the bat going. It's nice to see him get the bat going. He's been struggling a little bit at the dish, and that's one of the guys that really picked it up tonight.
Yeah, he did. Like I said, all around, the at-bats are starting to come together, and I think we're taking advantage of the counts that were being put in. When we get ahead in the count, we're starting to take advantage of it, and hoping the big hits will come soon. So
it was 6-3, and Herrera was lagging a little bit there in the ninth. You had bullpen going. You stopped the bullpen and let him finish it out. Was that between you and Luke Bay? Discuss that.
Yeah, we did. I don't know how many more batters we were going to let him go past where he did. I thought he pitched really well for the first 2 innings that he came in. Obviously struggled a little bit in the ninth, but he got out of it, and we wanted to stay with him and not burn another guy if we didn't have to, so he did a good job of working out of trouble.
Yeah, walks, hit batsman kind of hurt you tonight as well. I mean, you had, when Claiborne came in, he got the first out, then he hit a guy, then he gave up, 3 hits that inning, hit another guy, walked a guy, and those turned into runs. You can't be allowing those hit batsmen and walks. Those are just free runs sometimes.
Yeah, definitely, and we're put in the same situation offensively, and like I said, we just didn't get that big hit that probably would have put us back in the game, and so.
How do you get ready for Wheat City? This team has never played against the Sodbusters. We've never seen them. They've never seen us. They're coming here. Is it kind of like a clean slate, a fresh start? It's a new face, and you're happy to see somebody besides Fremont out there.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be good to play another team. So, I mean, I think every game going forward, just compete the same way, and don't play against the team on the other side. Play against the baseball, and if you compete every pitch and work hard, I think the game rewards you. So.
Weed City losing right now in the bottom of the ninth. They have battled back with a run, losing to the Sioux Falls Sunfish expansion team, 3-2 right now. So next 3 nights, Weed City. Talk about Luke Bay a little bit. For those of us that don't know, Luke just finished up his season, and he's here to help you as assistant coach.
Yeah, Luke's great with the pitchers. I've known the pitching coach over at Kansas State for a long time, and he recommended him, and I think it's going to be a good fit. He's a really smart guy. He's got a degree in kinesiology, so he's really familiar with how the body works, and I think that's going to be something that our pitchers can take advantage and pick his brain when it comes to pitching. So I'm excited to have him here.
I can't even spell kinesiology, or
same.
let alone say it.
Same.
But very good. All right, well, Coach Luke Wagner, let's get out there and let's get him tomorrow. Let's start the winning streak now.
Sounds good.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
There we go. Next 3 nights against Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. That is manager Chandler Wagner. And, Coach, appreciate you coming up tonight. Again, our final is 6-3. Fremont, 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Hastings, 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Tomorrow we'll start our pregame show once again about 6 o'clock. Join us back here. If you can't come out to the game, we'd love to see you out here at Duncan Field. Always love to see the faces. Join us on YouTube and on Mixlr. Again, our final 6-3. For Nate Miller to my right, Steve Stein to my left, this is Josh Salmon. You guys have yourself a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow.